on the bat and buy a crown. Cause when pushing comes to shove, money conquers faith and love. You can buy 'em up for nothing down. Money makes the world go round and around, round and around. Money makes the world go round and around, around and around.
All right. Fellas, how we doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Well, I wish I could say the same about this damn show that we're about to review, but we're gonna have
Good
some
for
fun
now.
with this though. We definitely gonna have some fun with this, man. This, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Money in the Bank prediction show. I believe we're also doing Worlds Collide. So this is our Money in the Bank and WWE Worlds Collide prediction show.
So since we're doing Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide, this is officially the third and second worst things that we're gonna have to be dealing with tonight.
Bingo.
Oh man, I know we're speaking on what is to happen and say another less than 24 hours or so, but what's in front of me on my screen right now, to be honest with you, is just a hard watch right now. I mean, you got Seth and looking like a goddamn eggplant on TV, and you got The Weeknd stepping foot into the ring right now. Like, what are we doing here, man? How did we get here? How did we get
Did you
here?
just say The Weeknd?
Yes, The Weeknd just stepped into the ring, and it's just like, gosh, please get
The
Jacob
music
Fatu away
artist.
from these guys.
Yes, the music artist. Yes.
For God's sakes, let's get Jacob Fatu away from these guys as quickly as humanly possible, please.
Cloud, where's Mystical?
No, he's not present.
Oh, if anybody had the soundboard for Danger, please.
Do we even have a soundboard?
Pyro, if you're really that upset about The Weeknd appearing on your screen right now, I have some advice for you.
Yes.
Save your tears for another day.
Yo,
It was
listen.
on that timing. Yeah. He's on timing tonight.
It's sad.
He's
You know
like,
it's
you
sad
white
when
son
the
of a
only
bitch.
highlight on the television right now as SmackDown is live is the chains around both these guys' necks. Because it's like, come on, man, this is Bloodline 2.0 and a piss poor Bloodline. Like I don't know.
Hey,
I thought you were going to say.
T-Move.
I thought you were going to say
T-Move
something
Bloodline.
with his voluptuous cheeks.
Oh no, not yet, Silver. Not yet. We gotta wait for the moment. Like we gotta wait.
That's true.
I promise you, I'm gonna get better at this soon. I'm all over the place. I promise you're gonna get better.
Yeah. So with that being said,
nobody's complaining. We're just coping with the pain.
Hey, are we Adam Copeland?
Oh man, let's not even venture there, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Being Adam Copeland is still better than being Chris Irvin.
Silver with the never-ending beef. He loved to see him. So Silver, what's the first match on this Worlds Collide card, man? Back to the Future.
Man,
Back
this
to the
is
future, also known as Back to the Past, because we have
my
Legado
Spidey
del
senses are
Fantasma
tingling.
versus Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto.
Yeah.
Versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.,
Yes.
Pagano,
And Psycho Clown.
And Psycho Sid Vicious Clown.
Okay.
In a 6-man tag team match.
Right. Okay.
See, I know what the highlight is Worlds Collide card is just Silver reading all these names. Like, so nobody tell him how to pronounce it.
Or just wait until we get to El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah. Yep. All right, who wants to go first on this?
And then the most boring name of all time on this card, Chad Gable.
Oh hell no, he's not on it. Oh, he is actually.
Yes, he is.
What the-
Chad Gable and Vikingo will be wrestling for the AAA Mega Championship
So
under a WWE promotion. This is
hold up, hold
wow, what a
on,
time to be alive.
hold on. Without even spoiling what we're gonna come to the Money in Bank card. So you're telling me they booked Chad Gable on Worlds Collide, which is primarily a lucha libre Spanish show, and
Yes.
then they
Yes.
and then they booked Grande Americano on the
On the
American
Money in the
show.
Bank show, yes.
Yo, they stupid. Yo, they stupid, bro.
On the Worlds Collide and Chad should be Money in the Bank. I mean, that's
You're
just
right. That's what it should have been, right?
We're good. Listen, they're working on getting El Grande Americano over. Can you
Hey,
imagine? Can you imagine? Whoa.
hey. All
We'll
I'm gonna
get to
say
that
is,
soon. We'll get to that soon. But
yeah,
gosh, that would
We will get to that soon because
that
he's
will
gonna
shake the
fucking win
room.
Money in the Bank.
yeah,
That would definitely shake the room.
we'll get to my Starbucks order soon. Then.
No more than Otis falling from
We'll get there.
better than Shorty Jake.
Yeah. So who wants to go first on this?
Sora will go first because Sora hasn't said a goddamn word since we started.
Uh, I don't know about the Legato del Fantasma, but I just gotta say that, like, there's a lot of friction in that group. And I don't know much about the other side, though. But I think I want to go with the other side since I think the underlying friction is going to be a bit much for Legato
Yeah, but sorry,
del Fantasma.
yes, before somebody else goes, like you do realize on the other side, there's a clown, a person named Wagner, and what the hell is a Pagano? And you're still going with that?
Hell yeah!
Hey, you live by the rando, you die by the rando.
And we all know clowns are scary.
Especially if it is a psycho clown. So, like, you know, that does help actually. But yeah, my thoughts on this one. I feel like this is just like a whole ruse and a tease of like, oh, can Legado del Fantasma, you know, actually, you know, coincide, you know, the whole like Birdo being like, hey, you know what? I don't need y'all because, you know, you're really ruining my career, this and that. And Santos Escobar being like, we're family. At the end of the day, we gotta do this together, you know. This is a bloodline type of thing, you know, a Spanish bloodline, you know. It's different than a Samoan bloodline. But I feel like
Don't start mentioning family considering what's going on in NXT.
there's a lot of family going on in NXT, so I hate to say it. But I feel like it's gonna be a ruse. It's gonna be a moment where like they would kind of want to tease us and be like, "Oh, Berto's gonna leave his teammates," and like da 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 da. But it's gonna be like, "Oh, Berto comes back, makes it safe, and then you know the heel team wins," and it's gonna be kind of like a shocking thing because at the end of the day, it's like, are we really expecting like these AAA guys being like Team WWE, knowing WWE acquired them? Like I don't see that being the case. So my prediction is Legacy of the Phantom because people can't pronounce Legado del Fantasma right. So just say the English Legacy of the Phantom. All right, I'm done.
Right, back to reality and Legado del Fantasma. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
We have one team with a Phantasma del Legado name that is pretty unremarkable. And then on the other hand, you have a doctor, a paisano, and a psycho clown.
Hold on, not to interrupt you.
How can you root against the doctor and the psycho clown?
Hold on. They have a doctor, a clown, and a freaking what's that? Those pan pizzas like DiGiorno. They have a Policio Pagano.
They have a Paggiorno pan pizza, yeah.
Dude, and you guys still think those motherfuckers are gonna
Yes.
win?
So
You know why?
Why?
Because Doink the Clown was able to win matches in WWF, so why the fuck can't they?
But let me interrupt you on that.
Goblin Gooker won
no,
matches in WWF, so why can't they?
No, there's no way Goblin Gooker won a match. There's no way.
Santino Marella won matches in WWE, so why
Hey,
can't they?
that's Mr. Director of Authority T Silver. Like, watch your mouth when you say that, guys.
Exactly. So the director of authority knows how to put jokes over.
But let me
I
put it
was
like
going
this.
for the killer Cycle Clan.
Let me put it like this. Who's the heel team? Who's the face team, Silver?
Like was said earlier, Legado del Fantasma is the heels, and the team with the
Yeah,
Cycle Clan is the
Legato
face.
Okay.
would be operating as a heel.
Okay, so if Psycho Clown, Dr. Wagner, and friggin' Pagano's a face, then that means Psycho Clown's a face, which means if he's face Doink never won any matches. It was always heel Doink that won matches over. And you know this.
It's still Doink getting wins. I don't care if it was a face or if he was a heel.
It was a completely different person.
Eugene won matches in WWE. There's no excuse for Psycho Clown not to win one.
I swear to God, they better have an amazing ass triple tag team finisher if they're gonna win this match. That's what I'm gonna say.
Zach
It better be like
fucking Gowan won matches
it better be like
in WWE.
If it's not 3-point massacre, Silver, I don't want to see that shit. It better be like something like they all jump at the same time type of shit. Like I'm telling you this right now. So that being said, Silver, who you got? Like all jokes aside, man.
Yeah, all jokes aside, I'm going for Team Psycho Clown.
Oh my goodness.
And again, just to reiterate, because WWE is known for putting clowns over.
Yeah.
Nia Jax has won matches in WWE.
And this is the
There's
fastest
no
way.
excuse for Team Psycho Clown.
Silver's on the speed run of how to get canceled right now. Because the moment you mention Nia Jax, you know the fan base is coming at you.
WWE expedited that shit when they decided to disrespect the fuck out of R-Truth.
We want you. We want. Oh man.
Before I go any further, who's next?
Who's next? P, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the baby faces. I'm gonna go with the clowns. I do not want to. I don't see the Legata the Tasma winning.
Okay. And Pirate?
Wait, whoa! All
what?
the shit you were giving me, and you're not gonna say anything to Pete now?
Yeah,
He's also rooting for Team Psycho Clown.
Yeah, but I like Pete.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. See, you can ride on baby faces. You're the heel, so Pete's got a little leeway over me. You know what I mean?
See, it's this level of blatant disrespect, which is why you got turned babyface in your own fucking country by somebody playing a song that says America.
Oh man. Hey, Sliver, this ain't story time with Pika right here. Like, come on. We can say that for like a shoot interview or something. Like,
he literally cut the greatest indie heel promo of all time, where every man wants to be him and everyone wants to be with him. The whole Mr. Perfect Val Venus routine.
Yeah,
and his opponent comes out with a song singing America
in Canada too.
In Canada, and Cloud instantly got turned into the biggest babyface of all time.
Yeah, they were cheering for me, bro.
Right.
And I'm still playing the heel stage. Anyways, Pyro Week. Oh, you made your prediction? No.
I guess that cat's out of the bag now. Cloud used to be part-time independent.
Do some indie matches. I feel like people know about that. Yeah,
it was years. It was part-time.
So, you know how long that's been? Like that.
It's been a while.
I think it's been a good decade since that.
Still used to be.
Like, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hey, best thing I can say is
the other one in this group training or at one point did train to be a wrestler.
True. And also, I want to mention this too. Yeah, and I didn't even have to wear a mask. I was legit just playing my spiel. no lucha gimmicks whatsoever. Yeah. But wait, Pyro said the Clouds. Wait, no.
Say that again.
Well, who did you choose for the first match?
So I want to go a little bit of a different route here, just to be entirely transparent with all of you and our viewers. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
So AAA, as it was, I have only ever consumed its content by way of a partner promotion. So like if they ever popped out during a New Japan event or when they did have a working relationship with AEW and during that time when Kenny Omega was the belt collector and was walking around with their mega championship for what's felt like forever. Every so often, depending on when a Triple Mania would air, depending on what the card or who's on the card, probably, taking a couple of those I have.
Oh
But
yeah.
on an overall scale, in the same way that I consume New Japan content, WWE content, or AEW content, I cannot say I consumed
Triple A.
AAA as
Yeah.
it was. So I don't
Right.
feel entirely well versed and like giving predictions. However, I'll analyze it like this, right?
Yeah.
I feel as if this is an opportunity for WWE to present AAA on, as of course their terms, a bigger stage,
Big
a global
acquisition.
scale,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if this is going to be used as their coming out party, right? You want to make things look. You want to make the presentation look strong, regardless of who comes out, whoever goes over. You want to present AAA this environment as being different than watching a Tuesday night NXT, than watching a Monday night Raw. It's
Right.
under the WWE banner, but it's still its own culture. It's still its own identity. So
Right.
I feel with this, in regards to this first match, the 6-man here.
Right.
Like I said, I'm not entirely well versed on it, but I am familiar with Dr. Wagner Jr.
Okay.
Out of the 3 members of that team, Legado del Fantasma as a whole has been watered down and held down.
Right.
Okay, we have not seen the best work of Santos Escobar. We've yet to see his best work. We've yet to see the best work of both Angel and Berto.
Yes. Los Gatos.
During this match, I feel like we're going to see a side of these guys that we've either not seen at all or haven't seen in a very, very long time.
Right. It's gonna be like 205
We're
live
not
right
gonna
here.
see we're not gonna see what we would normally get on a Friday night from Legado del Fantasma. We're not gonna see that. We're going to actually get these guys working, given the opportunity to go out there and get 15, maybe 20 minutes if this should be the opening contest. And I think these guys are gonna put on a banger.
Absolutely.
As for who go over, I know like you guys been mentioning there's a story with Legado as to like there's friction amongst the group. It seems like Berto is frustrated. He may want to break away and do his own thing. Do we get that coming to a climax with this match? I'm not sure. I feel like just the way things has just been, the climate of WWE storytelling, as far as that is going, it's been a slow burn. So I'm not gonna sit here and comfortably say, "Oh, I expect it to crescendo here at Worlds Collide, and we're gonna see them implode." No, because for that purpose, we still ain't seen fucking Grayson Waller and Austin Theory implode. Shawn Michaels did the hard work for you and said, "Hey, send him down to Tuesday. I'll set up a triple threat match for the title with Obafemi." Why do we still got them on teams taking turns wrestling Sheamus? That's neither here nor there, but it emphasized my point. I don't think we're going to see the implosion of Legado tomorrow afternoon.
And best way to put it, in Lane's terms, remember when the Shield was trying to break up all those times they did it in, but we really thought they were going to break? It's literally
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And before I turn this into a this week in wrestling, opposed to being a prediction show, I'll say that I expect Dr. Wagner's Jr. team to go over, and what's going to be a really, really good contest between these 6 guys.
Yeah, I can respect that. Because that's a guarantee. I expect this just to be a great match. Whoever wins
Waller's perspective, the New Day's got your back, trying to break Waller up.
Say that one more time,
Sora said basically the New Day are trying to aid on the whole Grayson Waller and Austin Theory breakup. Apparently,
You
like
said
you're saying.
you said the New Day, really?
Yeah, because they had a segment on Monday where they were talking to Grayson backstage, saying like you're the star of the team, because they're jealous of like how over Austin Theory is getting with the fans now, and yeah,
Right, but see, and that's again, I'll reserve that till we get through
yeah,
each of these matches because I got a lot to say about New Day too.
Right.
Like it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
just been a whole lot to
we
consume.
got a lot to say about New Day.
It's just been a lot of just like yeah, we're gonna talk. This is gonna turn into something else before this
Definitely.
live is over.
So with that being said, Silver, what is the second match on this fantastic card?
Second match for the AAA Mega Championship, which I'm assuming is their equivalent of either the IC or US title.
No, that's their world title. That's their world championship.
Silver, it's pronounced
okay.
by the way.
The triple A.
Yeah.
It's the singles match for
Forgive me for my mispronunciation. Forgive me for my mispronunciation. But I know it's like the triple A mega champion.
Yep.
Forgive me.
Oh, you.
Forgive me.
Triple
For all of our
Mega
viewers,
El
forgive me for
Campeon.
butchering the pronunciation.
Wait, I'm expecting Pete to come in here and be like, yes.
Paul Bearer?
Paul Bearer
I think it's
and
pronounced for you.
Paul Bearer, but more Matt Hardy, like broken Matt Hardy.
Fuck you.
They call me Willow. All right, Silver, say it about.
Okay. Elite.
The champion, El Hijo del Vikingo,
Yes.
versus the challenger, Chadwick Gableman.
Wait, that's his full government name.
There we go.
I'm actually dude, shout out to Black Panther. That's what I call Dark Panther.
Chad, what's
Now his sister Suri is Black Panther and everything's gone to hell.
Yeah.
Or Shuri,
So-
actually.
Yeah, so with that being said, Silver, why don't you go first on this and let us know what you think?
Well, in appreciation and respect for Paro saying that this is an opportunity for AAA to really come out and show, one, why they deserve to be on the stage, and two, how they're different from NXT/WWE. This would be a perfect opportunity to showcase their champion in a way that is convincing. And what better way to do that than to beat somebody who's trying to become the greatest luchador in the world? In Mr. Chadwick Gableman.
Just to correct you on that, he's not trying to become the best luchador in the world. He's trying to actually beat a luchador because he's never been a luchador before. Yeah. That's the storyline which I gave.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, I'm just saying, like
It doesn't really change what I'm saying, though.
like, because if you're gonna imply that this was like, a Grande Americano, then yeah, you could be like, yeah, that works, but you can't be the greatest luchador crowd, actually.
They're kind of the same person, just
could be debated.
So are you gonna sit here and say that Mr. America was a different person than Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, completely different people. Because the Hulk was banned on that SmackDown. There's no way he could have showed up. So
Silver, I mean, just like Elias, Elias was, Zeke, he was.
Oh no. Okay, I'm trying to figure out, is Elias and Elijah the same
sad
person?
part is the Elias and Ezekiel thing is the better version of Chad Gable.
It actually is. It actually is. And the sad part is I wasn't even watching Raw then, and it actually was a good story.
Two things.
Kevin Owens made it, yeah.
Like this. Well, no, you see, that's Ezekiel, Elias' younger brother.
So that being said,
and I thank you for bringing up the whole Chad Gable / El Grande Americano thing, because if it was El Grande Americano, then I would have said he's probably going to win the title. But since it's Chad Gable, and since Chad Gable sucks at beating luchadors, there's no way in hell Vikingo's gonna lose. So yeah, champion retains.
But you don't think he finally figured out the solution, the way to actually beat a luchador? Like, you don't think the time is now?
There is only one way to beat a luchador, and
If
it's
you
something.
can't beat them, join them.
No, not even that. There's only one way to beat a luchador, just like there's only one way to beat the South Korean legal system.
Oh,
You
man.
just gotta put your finger in the judge's / your opponent's mouth.
Can I?
They can't do
the
anything to
next
stop
one?
it.
What the fuck?
Can I be
Oh,
the
man.
So I'm done. Vikingo retains.
Okay,
Alright,
okay.
Silver, you can choose who goes next, or you want to go next, Pyro.
I mean, dude, I'll take it if it's
Hey,
open.
it's yours. It's yours.
Either Pyro or Pete.
Go ahead.
Pyro
Go
So,
ahead.
Pete. How about that?
Pyro, you go ahead.
Yeah, Pyro, you go.
this is an easy layup right here. Vikingo retains. I'll tell you why, and what it'll lead to. Building off of what John was saying, man. Like, yo, this is a chance. Vikingo is far and away their biggest star. He's far and away their biggest star. He is probably one of the biggest gets out of this deal. You know, and then you recently put the mega championship on him. Yo, listen, it's gonna be a strong match. Watching both, Vikingo and Chad Gable, but in line with story, Gable struggles with these luchadors, so he's gonna lose.
Right.
He's great match, fun match. He's definitely gonna lose. Where does it go? If you let me fantasy book here, where I think it's going, and then just to try to play around a little bit, right?
Yep.
The culture of Lucha Libre, they'll have a world championship match. That won't even be the close of the show. What normally will close the show will be a hair versus mask.
Mm,
Vikingo's a luchador, but he don't wear a mask, right?
right.
What we're working towards is Vikingo versus El Grande Americano, hair versus mask for the championship. Or even if it's not for the title, hair versus mask, Vikingo, El Grande Americano later down the line.
I can see that happening.
And this is where the fantasy booking comes in. If you guys just bear with me, right?
It's not
We
really
know
that. Yeah, go on.
we know Triple H does not like the Money in the Bank concept, but he's stuck with it for at least another 2 years, right?
Basically, yeah.
Say you got no real plans for the briefcase this year. El Grande
One.
Americano can win the briefcase and cash in on Vikingo.
But this is the issue that we have, though. What if Chad wins the AAA mega title and some hecker reason Grande Americano wins the Money Back briefcase? Then what?
Oh boy.
Then what? Then we're fucked.
We're gonna need that. Listen, the briefcase will just be an insurance policy for when Chad eventually loses it.
Oh man.
But yeah, easy layup. Vikingo retains. Vikingo definitely
Yeah.
retains.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go next now. Like, okay, so basically, I expect this to be a spectacle. I want this to be the longest match of the night because we know Chad Gable can go, and Vikingo is obviously the face of AAA, and they've been actually building the storyline since WrestleMania because Vikingo was in the crowd in Mania, and they're like showcasing him. They had one Raw and this and that. What I'm thinking to be the case is yes, I feel like there could be a third match that could come from this, or a second match, or a match that could be like, okay, Gable loses, Grande Americano like comes into the picture, and Grande Americano versus Vikingo, and basically have a hair versus mask, and Vikingo wins, we unmask Grande Americano, and we figure out who he is. And I feel like the whole Grande Americano story, just to put it to the T, I feel like it's running its course only for the fact that, like, I think the storyline would have been finished at WrestleMania. But because of Rey Mysterio's injury, they just are going to prolong this until Rey Mysterio comes back, maybe. And, like, it would be cool if Rey's actually, like, the special guest referee or enforcer for the match. So, just putting that out there. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Vikingo. This is going to be, like, probably the easiest match to predict on this card. Who wants to go next? Pete.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually piggyback all of everyone's prediction right now. I'm gonna actually go the opposite route actually of you guys, and I'm gonna say Chad Gable for the win, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's evidence to back it up, and I'm gonna say why I think he's gonna win this one. First off, I think this is gonna lead to a series of threes matches with him. Like I think he's actually going to win. This is where I based it on evidence, though. But I really think Chad is gonna win, and here's evidence one. If we know WWE and how their shitty fantasy booking's always been, we know that they always book it in different outcomes, i.e., Bobby Lashley versus Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon wins the ECW title. Next, let's go back a little further. Jeff Jarrett, when he was AAA champion, and this is going to go back to my idea later on. But he was parading around the championship and calling it the Mexican title. Who's to say that Chad Gable won't win the title and then parade around it on Monday night and then what's the name of his challenger? Viking? What's his name?
Vikingo.
Yeah, that guy, whatever. Kingo,
Yeah.
whatever his name is. He shows up like every Raw to promote their next match. Then they win, and that's what's going to lead to the third match, which is going to lead to a mask versus title, a hair versus title match, where you're going to see Gable and you're going to see Vikingo. But I think it's going to be like this: Gable's going to win the first match, Vikingo's going to win the second match, and then to end this feud and finally get rid of the Grand Americano, pardon me,
From the Gulf of America. Yeah, by the way.
That's the way to write off that character is by removing his mask, and I think that's the way they're gonna do it though. And by the way, like I said, look what happened when Jeff Jarrett won the AAA title when he in TNA. He was parading around with it and calling it the Mexican title, and I think that's what Gable's gonna do, similar to what Jarrett did with WWE, where he's gonna say, "I came back from Mexico and I became the Mexican champion." Blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna go with Gable.
I want to say two things because you mentioned that actually. One thing that I actually forgot to mention is it would really suck if Vikingo just won the AAA title to just be a transitional champion. In a sense where like if Chad Gable just wins the title and then like they just like brush him off to the mid card and like this is bro, you're gonna hate this, P, but like I could see if Chad Gable wins that title and then basically says like it's the American title, etc., etc. Someone's already laughing because they already know what I'm thinking. Like on Monday Night Raw, just praise, disrespect all lucha, and the saving grace and the savior of lucha in Mexico would be the return of Alberto Del Rey.
Now, hold on, Pinker. You just said like a transitional champion, though. Like, let's not forget in 2017, Bray Wyatt was a transitional champion when he won it at Elimination Chamber, and they lost it to the next pay-per-view at WrestleMania against Randy Orton.
Yeah, but at least he had like what? Like what was it? Like it was a month apart. He had like a month, right?
That though. Another example: Zack Ryder winning the IC title, and the next night losing it to Miz. What was the point of that?
Well, that's just dumb booking. We know about that.
And his WrestleMania moment and call it a day.
Yeah, that was just dumb booking because that was them just punishing Zack because he got himself over. Like we know about that shit. But that's all besides the point. Point being, yeah, like he literally won the title like last weekend. So like this is basically his first week as being a champion. That's why I'm like it would suck if they just give it to Chad Gable and then just not give him this rematch. You know. That's one, and two to support your point. I wasn't even really think that was a possibility at all until I just realized what the hell they did at Battleground last pay per view. Because I never in a million years would have thought they would give the TNA title to an NXT superstar. So anything's really possible.
There you go. You said like they put a WWE champion win the TNA title. So who's to say they won't?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some validity to what you're saying. You know, there's some Vikingo to what you're saying. You know,
and just to add on to that, right fast, that's really been the norm with their mega championship. That has been the norm with the working relationships that they have had in prior years with with other companies. Somebody from New Japan has held their time. Like I said, Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
As a signed AEW competitor, held the championship for like over 700 days or something like that.
Right.
So that's not so far,
far-fetched, yeah.
Out of the realm of possibility,
Right. But we're gonna go with the safe answer. But that's a good idea, P. I ain't gonna lie. If Chad Gable does win and it does allude to the story, because it would be so cool if like they kind of combine the storylines in a sense where like. They would even have like Grande Americano defend the owner of like Chad Gable at times, being like, like maybe I'll like imagine they freebird the title, they're like, oh, like since I'm like the AAA champion, so is the Grande Americano, and he can defend Mexico and this and that. Like they can play along with that. They can use the title as telling a compelling story of Grande Americano, and then they can have the whole blow off like at SummerSlam. If they really want to stretch it out long.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Before we go on to the next match, though, can I just make one? Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and I was talking to Silver about this too. I was thinking for a future show, guys. I think I told you this too, Pika. I was thinking about doing like one where we watch like no video, but we watch a watch along of Dark Side of the Ring episode. What do you think?
That could be a good thing.
And I was thinking
like
the first watch would be this season's Billy Jack Haynes because I thought it was a really good episode.
Wait, was that episode better than the Muhammad Hassan episode?
I thought so.
Okay.
I really thought so.
Okay. That because that Muhammad Hassan, yeah.
Well, also because I just thought the whole case was very interesting though, like the Billy Jack Haynes thing, and they actually interview him from jail. So
someone was telling me like the best episode like that whole season was actually the Daphne one.
I can't watch it. That was too upsetting. There's 3 episodes.
I know.
Oh,
we don't need to explain. But like, yeah, that's a crazy episode right there.
The other one makes me hate Vince McMahon even more. The other one.
Yeah. With that being said, Silver, on to the third card. Oh, actually, no.
Wow.
A prediction. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. You can go.
So, props to Pat McAfee for supporting my boy Grande Americano. But like, I don't know this whole agenda where Michael Cole keeps saying that Chad Gable is Grande Americano. So like,
the nerve of Michael Cole.
I gotta say that like Chad Gable ain't gonna win against a luchador. But if it was Grande Americano, like that would be a good match.
You've been hanging around.
I have to give it to the King, because Chad ain't no Grande Americano.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well, that happened.
All supporting Pat McAfee.
That happened.
Hey,
Next,
that's the right answer. Can't be bad about that.
Since Triple has a title on the line on the show, it only made sense for NXT to also have a title on the line on the show.
Okay.
So we have a fatal 4-way match for the NXT North American Championship. The champion, Ethan Page, versus Javon Evans, versus the Laredo Kid, versus Ray Phoenix.
Okay.
Pete, you start.
Honestly, I think they're gonna give it to Ray Phoenix. I don't know why. I'm just going with Ray.
Why Ray Phoenix?
I just feel like he hasn't had much big wins, and I feel like this pay-per-view would really get him on track. I mean, he has wins, but I think this pay-per-view win, especially in Mexico, I think this would put him on the books, set him on the map.
Okay.
I'd agree, except this is taking place in California.
Wait, so it's Worlds Collide is not in Mexico?
Worlds Collide is
No.
Worlds Collide is in Inglewood,
Los Angeles.
California.
I legit did not know that.
In Los Angeles.
Dude, I did not know that.
Wait, does that
you would if you opened up the card and looked at the poster.
I'm looking at the location, not the fucking location.
I think it does say
It says Los Angeles on the bottom of the poster.
Dude, was I looking on the side? I was looking at the fucking page. You want me to look at every fucking detail? You want me to look at the referees too in this match?
No, but I do expect you to look at Stephanie McCare's ass. Meanwhile, I'll be honest. I didn't know it was in Los Angeles until I just looked myself.
After the game, dude, I'm not interested.
Yeah. You mentioned Stephanie's ass, bro. All of a sudden, Inglewood's really having a different meaning.
Exactly.
With that being said, though, who you got, Silver?
It gives the whole new meaning to the
Survivor series. Oh man, who do you got, Silver? Like, what do you? Actually, matter of fact, what do you think the story of this match is, or if you were to guess?
I mean, if I had to guess, Ethan Page being the arrogant heel that he is, that doesn't want too much work for himself, intervened in a triple threat match to determine the number one contender, and he kind of screwed everyone. So the NXT general manager decided, hey, instead of just facing one person, you're facing all three of them. Have fun, bitch.
Oh my God, Silver! Ain't no way that you got that completely wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure I got it completely wrong, but if I was booking it, that's how I would have done it.
Yeah. But actually, matter of fact, instead of me telling the story, sorry, what is the story for this match? How does this match even get created?
All I just saw was Javon Evans just introducing all the opponents, because Javon Evans really supports.
Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And just to add more clarity, though, Ethan Page beat Ricky Saints to actually win that title, and this is his first title defense that they're putting him in a multi-man fatal four-way match. And they all individually showed up. I think Javon showed up first, stating his claim. Then Laredo Kid showed up and said, like, "Hey, I'm representing triple A," and then we have Phoenix coming representing SmackDown. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Although the security was very, very, very lackluster for that title match.
Yep.
See,
So-
well, you still can't say my idea is not better.
Hey, I'm not saying it's better, but I'm not saying it's worse.
Yeah, because I'm never allowed to get credit. Got it.
You gotta pay your dues, Silver. Come on, you gotta learn this eventually. Like, come on.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, he just has demons in his way.
He got demons in his way.
Well, as long as those demons don't fuck with my family anymore. Otherwise, I'll have to get Toretto.
Oh no! You might as well get freaking Stallone too while you're at it.
Vin Diesel's character's name was Toretto, right? In Fast and Furious.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll have to get Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, I said Stallone because Rambo is cooler. But yeah.
Well, they're also two different types of characters.
Yeah, but if you're trying to
from two different genres of movie.
If you're trying to eliminate demons, we're like, who better than to have Rambo in your team? Like, come on.
But when it comes to protecting family, there's no one better than Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, but he likes family a little bit too much.
That's why there's nobody better.
But who you got? Pick from the lottery.
Well, the logical choice would be Ethan retains because first title defense.
Right.
But in this case, fuck logical. I'm just gonna have some fun with this one.
Okay.
So we have the triple championship and promotion. We have Booker T going when certain people are out.
And then we got a match coming up soon that you should let me go first on that, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
So we're gonna have to get Booker T to start making a new chant.
Yeah.
For Javon Evans when he wins the North American title.
Yep.
But Silver, what's his catchphrase though? If you're a real Javon Evans fan.
Oh, I don't fucking know his catchphrase. I just know he's a phenomenal wrestler.
That boy's bouncy.
There you go. There you go. And that's what that. By the way, I want to mention because on an offshoot because I always did want to mention it on the show. Javon Evans probably is my favorite NXT superstar, and I feel like Silver knows why. Because Silver, what did Javon Evans tweet like that, like almost like a month ago? If you
The
remember.
Ricochet thing, yeah.
Could you please reiterate what he said on the show?
Go ahead, Sora.
Sora wouldn't know. Sora wouldn't know. I did not show Sora.
Then you reiterate.
Okay, so basically, actually, wait, Pyro, do you?
And you can take this as you going next.
Okay, fine. Wait, Pyro, are you familiar with the whole Twitter beef that Ricochet and Javon had? Wait, what happened to your mic? Your mic's low, Pyro.
Yeah, Pyro, you're going cross country traveling, and we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. It's on me right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to second that previous opinion, man. I feel like Javon Evans get crowned the champion.
Oh.
Yeah. I say that because I believe Ethan Page is serving as a transitional heel champion right now.
Oh, damn.
Because
Okay.
I think he's getting called up. I'm expecting Ethan Page to get called up.
Hey, this is time though. I ain't gonna lie. It is.
He's made a year. He's done a year.
He's done it. Mm-hmm.
And because Ricky Starks is on his way up as well.
True.
And if you throw them two on the same brand, you already got a baked in rivalry for so they can have something to do.
Right.
But even that aside, I think it's just time. Ethan Page is going up. He's done everything down there that there is for Ethan Page to do. He came in, won the NXT title, excuse me. He's the current North American champion. Like, yo, it's time. But it was just a matter of Ricky Saints was holding the championship, being a babyface. You don't want to have Javon Evans take the championship off a babyface. We got to have him take it off a heel. We do this 4-way, showcase everybody, with all their amazing talent. I think Javon Evans goes over.
I mean, you could have him take it off a babyface if you do the match right. Kind of similar to how Daniel Bryan took the title off John Cena.
Yeah, but that was
face versus
special
face.
circumstance. That was face versus face under a special circumstance. Cena was on his way out. He was going home for a little while.
Well, Pyro? What about when you had fucking Dolph Ziggler take the NXT title from Braun Breaker?
And Dolph shortly after was working heel.
Yeah, but don't you see what I'm saying? Where I think Ray Phoenix could do the same thing though, like they did with Dolph. You don't think they would do that?
It's not out of question, but then it's like you'll be regulating Ray Phoenix to work more NXT dates.
Why they do that?
I don't know if that's what they're really trying to have him do.
Well, why would they do that to Ziggler when he was already on the main roster?
Because I feel like
because at that time Ziggler ain't had shit to do.
Right, yeah, I had shit to do.
Let's
They
be
wanted
for real.
Ziggler to work with the younger talent because
Right.
great at teaching how to sell.
Because
they still trying to push, and not to say that this wouldn't push Ray Phoenix. Don't get me wrong, but I think Phoenix is here for the cosmetics.
Right.
If I'm just being honest, it's a AAA show. It's promote. We know what it is, so it's like, all right, yeah, he fits perfectly on this show.
And guys, by the way, after seeing the debut of Myra May on NXT this week, it is no longer NXT anymore, guys. It is now NXTNAE That's what it's become. It's become literally NXTNAE literally.
Man.
Say that 5 times fast, bitch.
You
won't.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I won't
By
do
the
it
way,
either,
Savon,
so don't feel too bad.
sorry, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna send you the pictures of the tweet. And I want you to read it on there in your own old-fashioned way. But what?
You send that while you give your take because we got
my
move.
take. Oh, I got you. So it's simple answer. Ethan Page retains. Like he's recently won the title. He's gonna have a little run. Like I personally see him holding this title probably close to like SummerSlam time, and he's probably gonna like drop his band and probably be on the roster. Or what they could do is he holds that title up until they do the draft, because it's been a while since because the draft usually is after WrestleMania, but I feel like for some reason they're gonna do it a lot later now. So whenever the draft time is, I think is the when they're gonna keep Ethan Page on. So, but with that being said, I wouldn't mind seeing Javon Evan win, because that's my boy right there. He's the crash out king, a young OG. But Fiend would be very interesting, because all his matches on NXT would be really cool. And obviously they're not going to give it to AAA talent just yet. They're going to probably make it like a special thing. Hell, I'd even probably see like a AAA person winning it when they show up on NXT. Like I could see a title change happening on live NXT television instead of pay-per-view. So that being said, I'm going with Ethan Page. Who wants to go next?
Well, everyone went.
Oh, that's everybody?
Yeah.
No, Sora did. Sora didn't go.
I thought Sora said... Oh, okay,
Yeah.
go on.
No, Sora didn't go.
No, all I did was say my ball bouncy, bruh.
Exactly, Sora. Come on, man.
I love Fenny, but like I don't want to see him win that. I want to see him utilized on the main roster more. And Javon's actually had some pretty good momentum. And it would also be a good way to get payback for his job being broken. Still win.
Yeah, it would be payback.
So I will go with Javon for this, I guess.
All right. 3 people saying Javon. Cool.
Oh, yeah. All right, so look at this real quick. Hold on. Look at these real quick, man. Read them from left to right if you can.
Me or Sora?
You're the narrator.
So from left to right.
Yeah, because that's the first
Jesus
picture.
Christ, this is small.
You can
All
zoom
right,
in. You can click on it and zoom.
Nah, I know. I did.
Yep.
Javon Evans. My bad. I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels. Something that you don't have or do, but I bet your brown egg head ass would squash me if Tony told you to. Much love, OG.
By the way, he's quote tweeting what? What did Rick say?
That's him responding to I'd squash him.
Ricochet?
Yeah,
Ricochet saying I'd squash him. X.com/Happy Corbin.
By the way, and to preface what the tweet that Ricochet was responding to was, what do you think about the rising star that is Javon Evans? Like, it was basically like, what's your thoughts on Javon Evans? And the first thing he said is I would squash him. Just saying. So what did Ricochet reply to that?
Ricochet replied to that saying, "Brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you was like 12. Then went on to become multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy. And yeah, if Tony asked me, I'd definitely beat your ass."
Continue.
You forgot to do that stupid laugh.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's not committed.
Javon replied, "You learned from HBK when I was 12 and became a multiple-time champion. Now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week for a crackhead. Talk about an upgrade, am I right?"
No lies.
Yo.
No lies.
Oh, man.
Javon continues. Sounds like Mr. Khan isn't giving you enough attention. So you had to come for a successful ass youngin'. You're giving me the most views on my post, and I'm finally helping you get the most attention you've ever had in your career. All love.
And that's it.
That's a burial. Holy shit.
Yeah, we said to a crackhead, bro. That hit deep. That actually,
Surprised he didn't hit him with the ball.
That crackhead line was yeah, that was a death blow.
Yeah, apparently, like now NXT talent are gonna get media training now, because apparently they can't be saying that shit. Apparently,
Man, look.
it was worth it. It
was absolutely worth it.
Yep.
Although now I'm wondering how long Javon's going to be punished for. If he gets punished for it.
Zero, because Shawn Michaels laughed at that shit. With that being said, have you saying the best match on this card here? and let me go.
It's well, yeah, you are going first, and it's a tag team
Yeah.
match.
Hmm.
Stephanie Vakir and Lola Vice versus Sheik Tormenta and Dallas.
I don't know
Or
those
Dallas.
chicks.
There you go.
Lord.
And it's Chick Tormentus over. Like Chick, like Chick Kick.
Chick Tormenta.
Yeah. Like almost a tormentor. Just give that vibe,
He said like ominous toilets.
I said, like, go, Cloud. You're up.
Alright, so that being said, this is the match I'm most interested in for obvious reasons. I think everybody should be interested with this because this is the first time and probably the last time we're ever going to see Stephanie Vakir and Lola be on the same team. So I'll echo the thoughts of everybody in this call saying that this is going to be cheeks for days. We're going to get so much ahs. We're going to get so much fucking booty bumps. It's going to be fantastic. But at the end of the day, well, we might get some dry rugs too. So maybe some dry. I don't know, man. As long as Booker's on commentary, I think we're good. Like they can't mess that up. And this is probably going to be the absolute last time we're going to ever hear Booker say because, clearly, Steph is going to be on Raw now going forward for the foreseeable future. But there ain't no way Stephanie and Lola are losing this. So this is a clean sweep, and I would personally like if Lola gets a pinfall in this match because it elevates her, and if they do bring these girls back, they can probably do a triple threat or whatever on NXT. So with that being said,
Okay.
Stephanie and Lola for the win. Vice City, baby.
I hear that.
Who wants to go next?
Is anyone disagreeing with that?
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's about as straightforward as you're gonna get.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with it either, but like Lola's looked the best that she's ever looked so far, and I don't want to compliment that.
Pete?
No disagreements here.
Yeah, Silver.
All right, for the sake of moving on, clean sweep.
Queen sweep, baby. Main event, apparently.
The second to last match on the card.
Yeah, you forgot one match.
Because
You forgot what?
Stephanie's probably a main event too.
Yeah.
Fuck Triple A.
Yeah, because I'm not looking at this card low key. I wouldn't mind if they started with the AAA title and then ended off with the women's tag, because they know people would want to see that. But
Not fuck CA, fuck TKO.
Meanwhile, this card is really into tag wrestling.
yeah, super. Heavy.
3 out
That's
of the
Lucha
5
Libre.
matches are tag matches.
Lucha Libre.
Sounds like WrestleMania 2000.
Hey, and there's only one singles match on this card, Silver. Just saying.
Sounds like WrestleMania 2000.
True.
Yeah. WrestleMania 2000. What could have been, right?
Co-main event. 6-man tag team match. Latino World Order. Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro and Lince Dorado versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana.
And Mr. Iguana.
This
Let's say Dorado is still around.
Wait a minute, what's this Lucha House Party?
Hold on. No, this is breaking. No, this is breaking all my immersion right now. I forget the whole Lindsay Dorado shit. There's an Octagon.
I forgot
Oh no. Oh no. I need to see Octagon versus Pentagon right here, right now. I need to see that. And whoever Mr. Iguana is, I'm not gonna lie, he's probably the most over guy I've seen. Like I probably like Mr. Iguana more than freaking Psycho Clown and freaking Pagano. Like Iguana has so much personality from that name alone. But with that being said, Silver, how do you think this is gonna go?
Well, it's probably gonna be a phenomenal tag match, but there ain't no way you have somebody by the name of Mr. Iguana in the match and not give his team the win.
That's what I'm saying too. But I'm not gonna go like that. I'm gonna go about
We gotta have, if we're giving the Psycho Clown love, we gotta give equal love to Mr. Reptile.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Aerostar, by the way. I can't believe it. That's actually cool. He finally
Hey guys, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
In regards to this whole Worlds Collide, was TNA talent not advertised for this?
Nope. Strictly AAA.
Because I could have sworn I was reading reports where they were saying it was Nick Nemeth, Moose, and like 2 other names that they confirmed was going to be a part of Worlds Collide.
I at the very least thought Joe Hendry was going to be on the show. At the very least.
So I'm kind of.
So this, I know missed opportunity. It could have literally been NXT versus AAA versus TNA, and it could have just been an actual Survivor Series show. They could have actually done the whole Raw SmackDown versus NXT gimmick if they really wanted to, which would garner the reason of all these tag matches. They'd be like, oh, try the matches, But hey, I'm gonna take this though. Like you put Stephen Lowe on the same team, man. You figure
Yeah, it said TNA is expected to send Joe Hendry, Moose, and the Nemeth brothers.
Wow. They must be saving them up for another show then. It has to be.
Nah, man. Worlds Collide.
Hey, what's the next NXT pay-per-view? Because they could.
Well, Against All Odds is tonight as far as TNA goes.
Oh, Against All Odds, yeah.
And then the next the next NXT situation is going to be what? Battleground? Not Battleground. The Great American Bash.
Yeah, they can show up at the Great American Bash. I can see that happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying they was announced. I don't know if maybe they scrapped it. Maybe cards.
Yeah, no, because what I think it is, I think AAA had their poll saying they want this to be AAA showcase. They don't want them to be third wheel to TNA, because they would be the third wheel.
I can definitely understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, LWO wins this.
I give it to Mr. Iguana's team, I think.
Okay, so we got 2 for the Iguana.
Yeah, brother.
All right, yo, Pete.
Especially if this is the main event, I'm giving it to Mr. Iguana's team.
Yeah,
and Aeroscale. Yeah.
You're gonna have to make that 3 for me because I'm gonna go with Mr. Iguana as well.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, so you're gonna be the decider of what I say here. What team are you gonna go with?
Wait, what?
Are you gonna go team LWO or team AAA? AKA Mr. Iguana.
I don't know. I think I'll go with Aerostar because I think Melissa does it better.
Hell yeah, brother!
And with that being said, Mr. Iguana all the way, because that's what I'm going with.
Hell yeah, sister!
Even though I totally see LWO win this, just on the on the record, but for the video, I will definitely. All right, and with that being said, Silver, what are we finally on?
I don't know. What are we finally on?
Are we finally on the Inglewood show?
We just finished the Inglewood show.
Oh, where's this show being take place in? I thought it was the same venue. No, yeah, it says Inglewood.
Oh, it is. Okay.
What? Yeah.
I just don't know if it's the same arena.
No, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like this is the stadium.
The Worlds Collide is the Kia Forum.
Yeah, and this is the Intuit Dome. Wait, the Intuit Dome, isn't that the where they had the Netflix premiere?
Maybe.
Yeah, because that's the case. Then the freaking hopefully the set looks really good. We know the arena's gonna look good because it's gonna have all the.
Meanwhile, the only thing I want to say about this before we get started.
Let's not go on with the order of the card. Let's unless you guys want to say the 2 Money Bank matches off the rip.
I was gonna say we save the Money in the Bank matches for the last 2.
I agree.
And do
absolutely
the tag team women's match first.
Yeah. So now with that being said,
the inconsequential match and then the women's Intercontinental title match.
So what I'm gonna think is okay, what opens then between the 2 matches that we're gonna predict? What's your prediction between would it be the tag or would it?
I mean, the opening would probably be Lyra, but I'm saying we start with the tag match.
Hey, let's do it. Who are the competitors, sir?
Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso versus the undisputed WWE Champion Gina and some Suicide Forest, the trotting motherfucker named Logan.
Demonetized. Yeah, good job, Flip. Good job, man. Good
We
job,
were
man.
never monetized in the first place. God damn it.
Hey,
Because nobody wants to put their faith
hey, Silver. We
in
got a Yeet Man versus a
people who don't
YouTuber.
suck cocks for a living.
We got we got a YouTuber versus a Yeet Man, Silver. And versus Homelander versus freaking Peacemaker. Make this shit up, Silver.
Oh shit, you're right. Cody actually does kind of look like he could play Homelander. Holy shit.
Yeah, and I could totally see Cena play Peacemaker.
Well, I mean, Cena did play Peacemaker.
But
Oh,
in WWE, man, come on.
polish your Peacemaker.
So with that being said, hey, Pete, I feel like you have a lot to say for this match. Floor is yours.
The tag team match?
Oh yeah.
Really, I don't have it. In fact, I have no interest in this match. I'm actually more interested in the Money in the Bank matches. But if I had to give an educated guess on this one,
Yeah.
I guess because of Cena's retirement tour, and he hasn't really has he lost a match actually in this year?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna say he's gonna be undefeated and he's gonna win this match with Logan Paul.
Okay. That's a solid, bold choice right there.
Who's pinning who?
Yeah, who's pinning who then?
I think that Cody's not gonna take the pin.
Oh, it's gonna be Yeet Man.
Yep.
It's good. Hey, that kind of makes sense though, knowing how like Raw ended too.
I think Cena's gonna pin. I think Cena's gonna pin Jay.
Mm.
I'll do you
He's
one
gonna
better
really.
than that. I'll do you one better than that.
What do you got?
As much as you don't want to see it, I think Logan's going to pin Jay to set up a World Heavyweight match.
Set up another match. Yeah.
Wait, that they already did? Like,
They can do it again.
okay.
Logan pinned the champion. There'll be no reason for him to not get a shot, but following WWE logic.
Wow. Okay. So you're going with the heel team, with Cena and Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go next. Nah, there's no way hell that's happening. Only for the fact that Cody's been gone. Nah, let me speak some facts here. Cody's been gone since WrestleMania and that abysmal main event that we shall never ever talk about. And it would be a shame for him to come back just to lose again. Like, if anything, Cody's on his like Roman redemption tour, where like he's gonna come back. You know, we could see him lose matches, but not a tag match. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I feel like they're trying
he
to.
won't get pinned. So does it really count as a loss?
Yes.
If he didn't get pinned,
Yes.
you know, you
Yes.
using that
Yes.
argument.
You still lose a match.
He's protected, but it still counts as a loss.
It counts as a loss, yes, because this is his return match. Did Roman lose his return match?
No. I know he's had a lot of return matches.
No, I'm talking about the one in particular. I'm assuming it was the what was it? It was Cody and Roman, right? Had a bad blood, right? That was Roman's return match.
Oh, you talking about that one? Nah, he definitely did not.
Exactly, because he was gone since WrestleMania.
But Cody's also not Roman Reigns.
Yes, he is at this point.
Not after what John Cena did to him.
Yeah, but at the same time, look what happened with Roman at WrestleMania.
I mean, he did pin Roman at WrestleMania.
They both got bitched out. Like, we're not gonna like play around with that shit. And they both lost the same way too, the low blows. We're not gonna play stupid here. We're not gonna play stupid.
Yeah,
they are on
worse.
Huh?
It hurt Cody worse by virtue of that was a 1v1 and not a triple threat. And it hurt Cody worse. And it hurt Cody worse because look at everything he had to endure in beating Roman Reigns. Just to lose to a low blow the next year.
True, but you're saying worse because you didn't like him, but you're not saying worse because like it's not like something along the lines where you're just it's like it's worse and like Cody's not on like Roman's level. He definitely is on Roman's level. Like, what are we talking about here?
He was.
Yeah, but currently if we're gonna talk about like crowd participation and being over or whatever. Like, I feel like Cody and Roman are at the same level currently right now.
Maybe.
Yeah. So with that being said, stop disrespecting Homelander. And stop disrespecting the future Street Fighter character because he's gonna be in a movie too. By the way, it's not just Roman. Like from what I'm hearing, Cody's gonna get a fucking character too. So that's another thing you gotta understand, Silver. They both got that media pull too. So we ain't talking about that shit. But
Yeah, all 3 out of the 4 people in the match have media poll, which is why Jay's the one taking the pin.
no, I see your point. But I'm just saying, like, why are you just like all of a sudden just like on the like? Don't get me wrong, like I hated that main event, but that's not Cody's fault. That's completely WWE for not knowing how to.
It's not Cody's fault, but he's still
But
paying
you're
the
gonna
price
blame
for
him.
WWE.
But you're gonna blame him because you can't blame The Rock because he didn't show up to work, right? Like I got you, Silver. I got you. Like it's not Cody's fault.
I'm not blaming him because The Rock showed up. I'm blaming him because it's a weak way to lose, considering how he was handled the year before.
Yeah, but he didn't book that. You gotta be.
I didn't
You gotta
say
be,
he did.
Yeah, but you're putting all the hate on him and not TKO and friggin' and the final boss.
I do put more of the hate on TKO, but it doesn't change the fact that it hurt Cody.
Yeah, but he can bounce back by winning this match.
And if he does, then cool, good for him. But
yeah. So with that being said, ain't no way Cody's coming back just to lose. Jay, I can kind of see like either pinfall, yeah, but at the same time, it's like you literally have Logan Paul in this match, who is like the common denominator of like doo-doo garbage right here. Like he's literally gonna eat the pin in this match, primarily from Cody. I would actually wouldn't mind seeing Jay, pin him, whatever, but like literally Logan Paul's in this match and seeing this in this match for Logan Paul to eat the pinfall. So
I mean,
I'm wrong.
You could also make the argument that this match doesn't make any sense unless either Cody pins Cena or Cena pins Cody.
It could make sense depending on like where this match is positioned on the card. Because let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if this match is after the men's Money in the Bank match, then this match all of a sudden becomes interesting in more ways than one. And we all know what the scenarios could be. Like obviously you're thinking about one end, but you got to realize there's 2 champions in this match. It could legitimately go either way, and that would actually be a crazy cash in if it does happen that way. But with that being said, yeah, if this match happens before the men's, then it's definitely the babyface team winning it. And as much as I would want Cena to win this shit. Like this is the way you can have Cena lose without actually, being actually good. So
Sure.
With that being said, you can go next, Pyro.
And this is now we're on the Money in the Bank card, and we're talking about the tag match, right?
Yep. Cody.
Yeah, and instead of having the titles being defended on the show, the champions are put into opposing tag teams.
Right.
I think we have a safe bet to avoid. Safest thing, really. Cody needs a win.
Right.
We are winding down this Jey Uso Logan Paul thing. To be honest with you, we're going to move away from it in under 48 hours from that time.
Right.
I think Cody and Jay wins. Cody pins Logan Paul.
Hey.
I was gonna say Cody needs to win. Jey Uso needs credibility. And
Jey Uso can't take a loss going into the championship match. We have to keep that in mind.
Like,
we have to protect John Cena and being the champion. You feel what I'm saying? So
who hurts less losing this match? And it goes to like obviously,
Cena could take the L. Hell, fuck around. We might see John Cena walk out on Logan Paul.
Hey, that could be a possibility.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Breaking news. For whatever reason, Seth Rollins has interfered in this match, trying to go for a second stomp on LA Knight, and he is face to face with face to face with Aleister Black, but Aleister Black just ate a nasty ass spear.
Oh, they're just like fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
Is that a match going on or just a segment?
Yeah, I'm assuming a match. All right.
Pyro.
Yes.
Is that a match happening or just a random segment?
It was Aleister Black and LA Knight going at it on SmackDown, and the match was interrupted by Seth Rollins.
Nice.
Got it.
Nice. See, this thing is that's pissing me off actually. Since we were talking about Money in the Bank, why wasn't like because of how they arranged the Money in the Bank matches and they did it like all in the last minute? We never got that legendary segment where like all the competitors on top of the ladder just shit talking each other. I love that segment.
I
Like, when they're
know.
just- why can't they bring that shit back?
Yeah, it just begs even more questions. Why couldn't we get that segment? Why isn't CM Punk in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Why
Hey,
is Aleister Black in the Money in the Bank ladder match?
hey, there's a lot of people why this
My
shit
pick.
yeah,
Why
there's-
is El Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank match?
hey, all good questions and all good answers.
Why isn't The Rock in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Since Rock loves shoving his dick everywhere.
Because he wasn't planning to be on the show, Silver. He's not showing up. Simple. And that's the final boss, you know. But with that being said, so me and Pyro went with the face team. UP went with the heel team. So sorry, you're the tiebreaker.
YouTuber versus YouTuber.
Yep.
I want to go with YouTuber.
All right. So it goes with the Yeet man.
So you're going with the heel team.
I think
team.
Jay does need more credibility, and
He just said the YouTuber though.
yeah, and
Tuber. That's what the story said.
yeah, YouTuber.
YouTuber.
Okay.
And Logan hasn't really been performing that much,
Nope.
so no, I don't even think Cena could help Logan out there.
King of the Ring was just announced.
Nice.
What?
Coming up.
Nice. We're coming up what next month?
King and Queen of the Ring. That's next on the calendar for us.
Oh, so we're not getting Night of Champions. All right, good. Good. I don't mess with Night of Champions. But no, okay. So there you have it, sir. 3-2. What's next?
Up next is last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. The champion, Lyra Valkyria, versus the challenger, Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title for as long as Valkyria is champion. If Valkyria loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman.
I'm surprised you didn't botch Lyra's name. I was expecting you to say Valkyria, so like I was ready for that.
Just for that, you're going first.
That being said, I feel like I'm heavily biased in this match because I saw the match card and I saw exactly what side each individual was. Obviously Lyra was on the yellow side, Becky was on the green side. Green equals money, so I'm gonna have to go with Becky Lynch. And to add on to that, because I feel like people are gonna be mentioning this, if Becky does win, the story does continue and it can lead to many other possibilities. Maybe a return of a certain individual that we haven't seen for a very long time. Evolution is coming up. Like it's kind of like a no-brainer that you'd give the title to Becky to continue the story. As much as I think what Silver wants me to say is Lyra retains, elevates herself, and becomes a better IC champion. But I feel like for story purposes, even though I like Lyra more, Becky needs a win so we can actually have a good story heading into Evolution, heading to SummerSlam, heading to whatever. So with that being said, I'm going with the man Becky Lynch. That's my pick. So we can pass it on to whoever. Yeah.
I agree with that. This Pyro, yeah, I agree with that. I just don't. I'll keep it real simple. I don't see Lyra going back to back pay per views beating Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Don't see it happening. And then they keep referencing their NXT history too.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra beat Becky for the NXT championship.
Becky's
going over. Becky's going over.
Yeah.
Becky's going over. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you guys say?
To be fair, I thought Becky was, not really going on the Lyra after she lost to Lyra, and then Lyra just comes and interrupts Becky's chances. So she kind of restarted it. So maybe cut Becky some slack and let Becky get the win for this one because of Lyra's impulsiveness.
I find it like kind of ironic. Becky Lynch calls herself the man, but like she did like an Ultimate Women move by not actually taking accountability. Like I have to say that like ahead of time because like she lost and she literally said the next night like I didn't lose, I just didn't win. Like there's no way in hell I didn't. There's no way Lyra's better than me, knowing that she has like an 0-2 record against her. So it's like
Exactly.
she took no accountability. That's kind of that's not very manly. I don't like that. But just to progress the story, I do agree with Sora. Yeah, it's definitely got to be Becky.
I mean, it's 2025. Not taking accountability with women gets them a shit ton of cash and prizes. So, with that being said, yeah, Becky's gonna win.
Okay, and now it's up to you, Pete.
Much like you guys, Becky Lynch for the win because the first chick, I'm not even gonna say her name. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself and pronounce her name wrong. The first chick won the first match. Second match is gonna go to Becky Hogan because according to Becky, it doesn't work for her sister. And I think that the third match when they do have it, the Valkyria is gonna win it.
Yeah, hopefully at Evolution. Evolution is a mystery, but yeah. Okay.
So now the real question becomes: do we cover the better match last, or do we cover the worst match? Do we start with the better match and end with the worst match, or start with the worst match and end with the better match?
Start with the worst match and end with the better match because I feel like the better match is the one that's probably the hardest to predict, right? So
all right. In that case, Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match contract. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano.
My Starbucks order, yeah. just had to mention that,
Pyro, you start us off because you had something interesting to say about this.
Yeah, reiterate what you told us off recording. If Pyro's here to actually respond.
He fucking better be here.
No, he's
not. All right, fuck. All right, Peter, you're first.
Women's
men's
Money in the Bank match.
All right, so it's gonna be short and sweet. My answer. So I am a firm believer of the saying "third time's a charm." So with that being said, I'm gonna go with LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pyro.
Yep. Here we go. We back.
Match.
Yeah.
Noah versus Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus the Starbucks drink.
This is the Starbucks order. I can't. Oh man, how do we want to play this, man? This really comes down to
all roads lead to money.
I guess the mood that these guys are in, man. Do you want to play it safe? You could play it safe. You could have Seth Rollins win the match. He has all the help in the world to win the match, right? He got the group. He got the shield line. We're gonna call him the shield line. That's what we're gonna call him.
The shield line, yeah.
The shield line. That's what we're gonna call this group here. That's the easy layup. The easy layup would be for him to win Money in the Bank and literally repeat the heist of the century on the following Monday Night Raw and cash in on a beaten, battered, weakened Jey Uso. Right? I mean, it's almost as if, I mean, he's practically really, never mind Jay running with the belt, really. No disrespect to Jey Uso. Seth Rollins is the world fucking champion on Raw. Let's just call it what it is.
He is running Raw.
He's running Raw.
He is running Raw.
So the easy choice would be that. But if they want to go that direction, they could go that direction. I don't think that's going to be the direction. God, I hope that's not the direction.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. I fucking hope.
So I believe he's definitely a favorite. That's number one. We know that. We can expect Paul to get involved. We can expect Bronson Reed to get involved. We can expect Braun Breaker to get involved. Right?
The trifecta.
I believe we'll see CM Punk just to try to stop him and fail. I believe we'll see Sami Zayn try to stop him and fail. And just when he's about to grab that briefcase, how cathartic this is, really. Roman Reigns' Money in the Bank return, which is really no surprise to nobody because they low-key been promoting the shit.
Right.
Roman Reigns' comeback will be at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and he will be the one to prevent Seth Rollins from winning the Money in the Bank match. That's that story arc baked within the match. As for who actually climbs up and grab the briefcase, I mean, LA Knight to me is the favorite to win that.
The money favorite.
I'll tell you why. He's been in the last two, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Last 2 years.
So yeah, I think one of you guys. I think Pete said third time's a charm, right?
Yep.
And even he made a point. He's like, I'm the most experienced because I have the most recent experience, all of which is true. Now, there's some issues with that, to be honest with you. But as for just focusing on the night at hand, he's a great choice to win.
Great choice.
But then you got to think about, how do we book this shit? How do we have LA Knight cash in? Because when has a babyface briefcase holder ever cashed in? You know what I'm saying? Without looking like a scumbag.
Wait, I have a question. Didn't they give Daniel Bryan the briefcase when he was babyface?
That was the beginning of a heel turn.
Oh, so you know what that means.
When Daniel Bryan cashed in, I think it was right after Big Show and Mark Henry's world title match.
Right.
He cashed in, and that was the beginning of a Daniel Bryan heel turn.
And just to mention this, because I know it's Silver's favorite to cash in, but he could do it the RVD way.
He could do it the RVD way.
Not my favorite cash. It may be my favorite Money in the Bank title match, but it's not my favorite cash.
Well, you like how Edge deferred in that match and Paul Heyman did the couch. You love that.
Do y'all remember a couple weeks back? I forgot who was in the backstage segment, but never mind the segment. It was a very interesting picture. It was like a hand-drawn picture or whatever the fuck it was, and it showed Cena. It showed a picture. It was a picture with everybody in it, and Cena was holding up the belt or something like that, and LA Knight like he was chasing after him for it or something like that. I don't know why they had that there, but it was there. We may see a LA Knight John Cena confrontation. Do I feel like we need Money in the Bank for that to happen? Hell no.
No.
I don't think we need the briefcase for that to happen.
No, not at all.
Shit, a dark horse pick, Penta. A dark horse pick would be Penta. You have a year to figure out what you want to do with that shit.
You just have a year, anytime, any place, up to a year. That's what they say, right?
So I mean, that's a dark horse pick.
That is definitely.
I don't think they're gonna give it to Andrade. I mean, because here's the thing. Okay, and I really feel like Money in the Bank is being booked this way, unless I'm missing something, and I could be. But this is why we're having a discussion here, because these guys is playing it too fucking safe, man. I don't feel Money in the Bank is factored into the long-term story that is meant to be told here, because now you got a briefcase holder, right?
Right.
Who's the champs right now? As it stands, is Jey Uso and John Cena.
Correct.
You think John Cena's gonna get cashed in on successfully? Hell no.
Nope.
The fastest way to get rid of this briefcase would just give it to Seth and have him cash in on Jay.
But you know what's the funny part too? They could have actually done that. Like, let's say hypothetically speaking, like Punk wins in this match. People could legitimately be like, "Oh, Punk can win the briefcase and definitely cash in on Cena and be successful." There is a plausible cause that you can kind of see Punk doing that. But
there's absolutely a plausible cause for that. I think that would have probably been a preferred outcome.
Yeah, and that would have been so cool because then it would have been just so hard to actually predict who would win this match. Because let's say after speaking, the night opens with the men's Money in the Bank. Then that
And
means if Punk wins, then Cody and Jey Uso and Cena Paul match hasn't happened yet. If they do happen and they have a slobber knocker, what better time to cash in?
not even so much that. That's one way to play it.
Yeah.
But just a play on history. The roles will be reversed. Now Punk got a briefcase again. If he was to be in the match again, I know again this is fantasy booking. He would have had the briefcase. He could have done Cena a professional courtesy the way Cena did to him way back in 2012.
Yeah. Announces
I'm
that
gonna
cash
call
in.
my shot. I'm gonna let you know when I'm cashing in the same way you did to me.
Right.
Because it was Punk that Cena cashed in on, and he gave him a week's notice.
Correct. And then when you look at the individuals in this match, you just see so many glaring omissions. You're like, where's AJ Styles? Where's Finn Balor? Where's who else was missing this? Freaking where's Karrion Kross?
Listen, that's a whole other conversation, the Karrion Kross conversation. He's in a contract year. His contract is coming up. I'm afraid what could happen. Bro.
They can't be stupid enough to let him go.
Can they not be, though? Can they not be?
They
Can they not be?
They can be, but they stupid if they do that. Because he's legitimately getting over so bad that I think he is like a top merch seller right now, without even being on TV.
Like they can absolutely be that. They absolutely can be that stupid.
Hey, but I'll say this though: they have him on every Raw every single time, but backstage segment. Whether he's talking to AJ, whether he's talking to Sammy, whether he's talking to anybody that's a babyface, he's always drip feeding Jey Uso. Like,
and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna save this. We got to put a pin in that because that goes all the way back to the problem with this regime. The problem with this regime is like, okay, when it's working, but not everything has to be this long drawn out piece of cinema. It doesn't have to be.
It could be simple.
And that's the problem because you're looking for this epic climax. But guess what? In between, the shit you giving us is trash.
And I want to mention this real quick too, just to drop on this.
I'm sorry, I don't want to hijack and turn this into something else.
We definitely have to. This is the show to do it. This is the show to actually hijack the whole show.
But this is the problem. Like, even with the fucking New Day, I ain't forget about these guys. Even with the fucking New Day, the problem with the New Day, there's no teams on Raw. You put the straps on these guys. Okay, good. Anybody, fucking Stevie Wonder, to see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to have them hold the belts long enough to get to at least SummerSlam one of these damn nights so they can wrestle the Hardys.
And nobody wants to see that. And you know why, Pyro? You know why nobody wants to see that? You know why nobody wants to see that? Because we have the better version of New Day on SmackDown, the Street Profits.
Listen, man. That's not even I don't have a problem with them holding the belt. My issue is you make your division look weak when you're not featuring it.
It's literally night and day. You could say the most job-ass team on SmackDown, they're being the best team on Raw. Pretty Deadly's clearing everybody on Raw.
My opinion, and this isn't fact. This is purely speculative. I'll go on record saying that. I mean, obviously it is.
Yeah.
I feel like they want to set up. I don't know if this will be a full signing or if this will be our first venture of this TNA partnership showing on the main roster. I feel like they want to do something big for the New Day. And what better way to do it than have the Hard? It's like a full circle moment. Hardys came back by way of New Day at a WrestleMania. Did they not?
They did.
But now they'll come back and New Day's. It's like, damn, y'all totally different cat.
Is that the right choice? And the only reason why I'm saying that's the right choice is when you have the better version of New Day on SmackDown Street Profits. And why I'm saying it's the better version, look at the match it had the night after WrestleMania. That triple threat TLC. I even told Silver, that's on par of the Dudleys, Hardys, and Edge and Christian.
Listen, man, that was a WrestleMania worthy match, opposed to having no disrespect to my boys, the Viking Raiders, War Machine.
Right, that should have been on the
in the
WrestleMania
New
card.
Day, like
That should
that
have been
one
on the
should have
WrestleMania card.
definitely.
But they prioritized this freaking New Day because they're a legacy tag team. They deserve this opportunity when clearly the main reason why New Day worked was because of Big E. Because I'm telling you this right here, right now, I have no interest in seeing Xavier and Kofi together.
My
Like
my
it's
issue with
Huh.
my issue with everything that we're consuming is like, what are we doing? What are you guys doing?
right, and also
What are
too,
you?
not to disrespect Penta and Andrade, but this is the thing that's aggravated me about this like Money in the Bank ladder match. These two people are primed to be on that Worlds Collide show. You could have legitimately put AJ Styles, Aleister Black, again, Karrion Kross, and literally anybody who didn't qualify. I'm really forgetting who did. Like there was a lot of like big names, even Punk. Punk was a kind of like a no. Hey, I'll even name some more names. You're talking about the Shield line. I'm putting Braun Breaker over Andrade in this match. I'm putting Bronson Reed over friggin' Penta in this match, only for the fact that you can utilize Penta on the AAA show, like how you're utilizing Phoenix on that show. Andrade legitimately would have been a good person to team with AAA against Legado del Fantasma, because wasn't that the story they were trying to tell? It could have been Phoenix, Andrade, and somebody else, like maybe like a Laredo Kid or something, or like a Dr. Wagner Jr. Like we didn't need no clowns and this and that. They purposely, I'm telling you this, they purposely put Andrade and friggin' Penta in this match. And Penta I love because he deserves this rub. But if Penta's gonna be in this match, so does Rey Fenix. If you're not gonna put one Lucha brother, you're not putting the other. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And another thing too is like, is it their time
But
to
see,
win?
that's why I say he's there purely for the cosmetic.
Right. And I'm thinking in my mind is like, I'd be perfectly fine if there is a plausible cause or plausible reasoning to actually, or supporting cause to go with what you're saying with Penta winning this. Because they haven't indicated anything whatsoever aside from Penta being Penta to even win this match. If they give us an inkling where they're like, oh, there could be a possibility he wins, then yeah, put him in the match. Because to me, I see a way bigger possibility of Balor winning if Balor was in it. Because you could be like, oh, what about Judgment Day? What could Judgment Day do? If AJ's in this, they could be like, oh, Karrion Kross could potentially show up because maybe he helps AJ because that was the whole storyline going into WrestleMania. He wants to see the dark side of AJ. Maybe there's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm crashing now. Where's Carmelo Hayes?
Let's not even get started. Like I said, and this is perfectly in line with everything that you're saying. You done named about, I counted at least 3 or 4 individual storylines that we've yet to see a payoff for.
But this is the thing, though. They
There
chose
is
Andrade. They chose Andrade over him. It wasn't that even like they had a big star in that match and they had to sacrifice Carmelo. It wasn't even that. Like I would understand if Aleister Black was in that match with Carmelo and they had like Aleister Black, but I'm like, okay, they make sense. Andrade, he hasn't wrestled since last year.
And listen. Oh, we're gonna start. A lot of people who we haven't really been seeing.
Yeah.
We're gonna start seeing a lot more of them.
And the funny
You
thing
know,
is,
and I'm not mad at that. I just want things to finally start having a payoff, and we don't always have to. We don't have to be like, okay, we'll do it for SummerSlam. We'll do it for Survivor Series. We'll do it for Mania. Yo,
all I'm saying is what they
there's
could have done.
several weeks of television. Come on, there's months in between that shit, man. Make it entertaining. Make it unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. That's literally what my point is saying. The whole part of this whole rant is like they could have made the men's Money Bank a fun match. Like have some names, because even if you put a name like a Finn Balor in it or a Carmelo Hayes in that, yeah, they're probably likely not to win. But it's cool to predict that we can see them win. I'm looking at this.
I don't even have a problem with, like I said, I don't have a problem with the participants. Like,
right.
Not for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm over the whole briefcase concept.
Okay, I remember the name because I just literally looked at the first guy who was in this match. You put Solo Sikoa in this match over Jacob. Over Jacob. Fuck out of here,
Oh man, yeah.
nah,
The fact that Solo's in this match is gonna be funny. Watching him climb a ladder is gonna be funny.
We literally missed a moonsault off a ladder moment because of this thing. We could have actually got a moonsault.
But yeah, just to not to stray too far from the heart of what this is supposed to be. LA Knight's my pick, man. LA Knight. LA Knight is my pick.
Silver. Hopefully you had fun hearing the fireworks. Now it's your turn. We just probably
Well.
made Silver hate this whole match now. He's probably
Well, it's not so much that you made me hate the match, but
what?
I still feel like I have to be the one to save it.
You have to at this point because I crashed out.
Even after all that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's the only way to save this match is to take a page out of a previous year's Money in the Bank match.
Yes.
Where you have all the competitors fighting at one point. You have everybody laid out. You have a random person.
You say what I think you're gonna say.
No, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. Grande Americano's
Tell
on
me
top
you
of the
sitting
ladder.
Brock out.
No, I'm not helping Silver. Grande Americano's on the top of the ladder. He's about to unhook it. And what happens, Silver?
Pyro knows where I'm going with this, but he doesn't know exactly where I'm going with this.
yo.
Continue.
See, because like it is true that you need to have a Paul Heyman guy save this show.
Oh God.
And it is true that they're going to make Brock Lesnar's music play. And it is true that El Americano is going to jump down from the ladder just because he doesn't want to get destroyed by Brock.
Yeah.
But Brock doesn't come out when his music plays.
Who comes out?
Nobody comes out when Brock's music plays.
So it was just a
El
post.
Grande Americano, like after changing his pants, decides to start climbing back up, thinking that he's got it in the bag now. And then new music plays.
Oh yeah.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? You have fucking CM Punk come out.
Yeah.
Knock El Grande Americano off the ladder, retrieve the briefcase himself, and say, "Fuck you all. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I'm pulling a Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We need Booker T.
What?
Naomi was about to do that whatever move, whatever she calls it. Naomi was about to do it to Stephanie McCurr.
Oh
my God, that's too much ass.
Oh shit.
That's too much. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, the Stephanie caught her with it. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Shucky ducky quack.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, son.
Oh my God. What were you gonna say, Pete?
Oh, I was just saying, whoop that trick.
Whoop that Hollywood trick. Oh man. Anyways, Silver, you had the ball and you just fumbled it. You literally could have said El Grande Americano's climbing the ladder, and the music that plays is freaking Chad Gable's music. And Chad Gable comes out and scores just to settle the score once and for all. You had it. And
but I don't want to do shit booking.
Is that really shit booking when they're trying to tell us what the truth is? Because that would stop the whole rumor.
It is when who gives a fuck if El Grande Americano and Chad Gable are the same person or not?
Apparently,
Both
fucking Michael Cole
can suck my dick.
Suck my dick. So with that being said, Silver's going to see CM Punk as his winner for the men's Money in the Bank.
And if we're not allowed to have nice things,
okay,
like TKO seems to be indicating these days with their decisions,
right,
with who to keep and who not to keep, which may include Triple H, but we're not going to talk about that just yet.
Yeah.
If we're not allowed to have nice things, then we can't have CM Punk hold the Money in the Bank contracts, just so that he can cash in on John Cena in John Cena's very last match to save the WWE title at a complete inverse story told in 2011.
Yeah.
And if we're not allowed to have nice things, then fuck it. Give it to Solo Sikoa because that would be funny.
No.
Oh man.
So I might actually. I promise you, if they do the women's one before the men's, I promise you, I'm turning
I
the show
mean,
off. If they do that shit.
is he not the last person to get a singles win over John Cena?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right about that. Actually, yeah,
I think he might be the last person to get a singles victory over John Cena.
he is the last person. Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
That would be funny.
But sadly, Silver, you know Jacob's gonna come in this match and screw Solo out of it, because they have friction. So, but hey, it's good for trying though. I know you missed the Solo.
Not as much as I mess with Lola Nate, but you know.
Yeah. So with me, obviously, I could have played devil's advocate. Like if Balor is in this match, I could have just been like, I'll get maybe Balor because I want to see this guy actually get pushed. If AJ was in this match, I could be like, after WrestleMania and how they fucking screwed him, I want to see him with the briefcase. If they would have put freaking Aleister Black, I would have been like, hey, that's some guy fresh off the fucking revival, since he died, and now he's back, and now he's gonna turn the money back to a spooky item. It's like there's so many things he could have said, but with that being said, it's like I'm not trying to see an Andrade version of the briefcase. I'm not trying to see a Grande Americano Frappuccino Mocha Latte briefcase. I'm not trying to see freaking Solo fucking ugly. He might have the ugly custom briefcase. Like just that alone, I don't want to Shag motherfucker to win that shit. So it's literally down to LA Knight and Penta. Because Penta, if he gets that custom briefcase, that shit might look like RVD's briefcase, but fucking pentified. Like that shit might actually be like up. So, but with that being said, I cannot go against the guy that this match is clearly designed for. The man who's literally been in the last three Money in the Bank or last two Money in the Bank ladder matches and was the odds-on favor every time. And in every scenario, he was the last person to get off the ladder. I think literally when Damian won, he hit the broken air from the top of the ladder and took the briefcase away from him. And I think last year, which was a big mistake having Drew win, if I'm being completely honest, because what did that lead to? Absolutely jack shit. That should have been LA Knight's briefcase, but oh well.
Yeah.
Because think about it. LA
that
Knight
one you're talking about the one with Damian Priest?
No, I'm talking about Drew. Because remember, he cashed it in the same night and he failed because of Punk interference.
Yep.
Because this motherfucker really thought Punk wasn't going to be at Money Back. Come on, bro. This is Money in the Bank, bro. People are forgetting about Money Back 2011. Like, Punk made that show. Like, the reason why this is still a pay-per-view is because of Punk. You just got to keep that in mind. But with that being said, a custom LA Knight briefcase would be really cool. And this is his hometown. To mention this too, by the way, they are in LA. So what better way to have him win and drop the money from the sky with everybody saying LA Knight, yeah. So LA Knight's my pick. And this is where I pass it on to my second in command, Sora, and reiterate my statement.
You see, I want LA Knight to win, but due to the rules of the bet that we've had, I have to go and have Penta as my pick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh man! All right, so we got two Penta, two LA Knights, and one Solo Sikoa. And I swear.
Otherwise, I probably would have gone LA Knight.
Oh, okay, cool.
Due to the rules.
Yeah, due to the rules. Sadly. Okay. And that's the men's Money in the Bank match. Now, Silver, could you please pass it on to the actual main event? The match that we can look at and be like, hey, this is going to be fun. And there's a chance anybody could really win it. Like, what is that main event match that I'm speaking of, Silver?
Sure, but we're going to start this by saying Pyro's going first. Oh. And the reason Pyro's going first is because we don't know how much longer he has.
True. That is true.
I got you. So, we good on time so far. But so this is the women's.
Yeah,
Money in the Bank match.
And then you can go. Let me introduce it and then you can go.
Yeah, so for the viewers. Yeah.
So, the Money in the Bank ladder match for a women's championship contract. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Luckgear Pyro, you would.
The floor is yours.
Well, again, and I love her, but I really hope we don't go the route of mommy winning the briefcase.
You gotta specify because we got two mommies in this match.
Oh well,
We only have one mommy in this
when
match.
when I say mommy, I'm speaking in regards to Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
I love her. I just don't want to see Rhea Ripley path back to the Women's World Championship, go through the briefcase. Like,
Because in
not
reality,
at all.
does she really need the briefcase to be in
She doesn't need. It doesn't serve her. It
Right.
doesn't serve her at all. It doesn't
Correct.
serve her at all. She doesn't need it, right?
Nope.
Based off of what I'm watching here tonight, it won't be Julia. Julia just made a target of the women's US champion. So she's gonna be occupied in the mid card. Stephanie is still fresh. I don't think it'll be her either.
Hey, but you gotta
And
understand this
Alexa
though.
Bliss is. I
Go
believe
on.
we'll see Alexa. I believe we'll see more of Alexa Bliss in the Queen of the Ring. To be honest with you, so that leaves us with either Roxanne or Naomi. Between the two of them, see if Roxanne wins, I need Liv Morgan to get back to the championship because I feel like that. I mean, it's right there. It's right there for us.
It will literally be like Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley all over again.
In a sense, yes. And then she's also still got to live up to her name, being the prodigy.
Right. Right.
Could she do that without a briefcase? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Naomi winning is, in a sense, safe as well, to be honest, because we know what Bianca's goal is coming back. We know what she's gonna go for on the way back, and that being the championship. You know, and that still has to culminate. Naomi and Bianca Belair at some point in time.
Right.
So my choices are between the two, to be honest. If I had to really pick, I give it to Roxanne. No, I give it to
Good
Roxanne.
choice. Good choice.
I give it to Roxanne.
And I do want to mention this because we did the prediction video for Backlash. Do you remember that conversation we had where I was talking about like new members for Judgment Day?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying P because P was he was present when I said that because I actually mentioned like, oh, I think Judgment Day is going to get a new member in their group, and then I think it's actually going to be a female that's going to join, who's going to come straight from NXT. And lo and behold, and I even said Roxy's name. I even said her name on the thing, and it so happened to be the case now. So it's like I kind of see like, oh, that would be cool now. Now knowing her allegiance with Judgment Day, it's like giving her the briefcase. It could lead to a lot of fun scenarios, But as for me though, it's like the things I do want to preface. So with the Julia thing, even if she is targeting the U.S. champion, this is WWE that we talking about. They could always just be like, "Oh, you're my target," but in actuality, like in the 11th hour, just be like, "Oh, that was actually just a swerve," and like they can actually have Julia win. Because I do actually see like a potential of like the reason why they stack this match with a lot of new faces is they're trying to rocket strap one of these new individuals and actually push them to the moon. But it's only a question of who they're going to really push to the moon. So this is where Stephanie comes in. So Stephanie, I get it, she's fresh off NXT, but what I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting currently right now is she lost the title in NXT off a surprise finish that she should have never lost. They rushed her to the main roster for a reason. You can only imagine. You can only imagine they rushed her to the main roster for a reason because they're ready to push her to the moon. Like the reason why they're like, oh, we took the NXT title off you is because we want to give you money in the bank. We want to make you the face of Raw. We want to actually make you like the next Rhea Ripley. So that could be, the thing where it's like, oh, that's why, Stephanie's in this match. Then
That
you
makes
look
all the
at
sense in the world. That does.
right, yeah. Then you look at Alexa Bliss, and it's like that's a fun choice. If you give it to Alexa Bliss, is we don't know like how she's gonna cash it in, when she's gonna cash it in, who she's gonna cash it in, and what affiliations that she's gonna have. She could be like the odds-on favorite in the sense of like the unpredictable factor. Like that would actually be shocking. And yeah, she won Money in the Bank before, but clearly that was under a different establishment and a different gimmick. Now she's like this whole like what you call it, split personality, anti-neutral, And the thing is like, oh, and a lot of people are speculating, saying, oh, does she have any strings or any association or any affiliation with the United States? And I feel like it would kind of be really cool if she did cash it in the briefcase if it was because of the help of the Wyatt Six. Because that would be kind of a cool dedication to, the Bray Wyatt and his legacy and like having his star pupil Alexa Bliss, get the spotlight that she deserves. Because clearly she should have been on the WrestleMania card, but I don't know what happened. You brought her back for the Royal Rumble. She got the biggest pop of the night. You brought back the user in the Elimination Chamber. She played the biggest role, and everybody thought she was really gonna win until until she didn't, and then you just sidecast it and threw under a rug. And now I'm thinking in my mind, it's like, what better way to actually have her win with like a surprise help too? Because like they've been trying to hint the whole Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair dynamic, and it makes me think in my mind like, would it be kind of hilarious if Charlotte Flair actually did help Alexa Bliss win the match? Because that would be something like nobody would expect, because they'd be like, Charlotte Flair helping somebody that isn't herself. Whoa, what's going on here? So there's that factor to that. And then you also have, Rhea Ripley, which is like, basically like, this is kind of like, her, shot to like, oh, I'm going to face the Raw champion, I'm going to face the SmackDown champion. But the thing about Rhea Ripley is like, if she does win it, we're definitely probably going to get the whole John Cena babyface, I'm going to cash it ahead of time. Because I can't see Rhea Ripley cashing in that and taking advantage of the champion, because that's just not her character. So I think that alone just like kind of like eliminates it, because WWE just likes doing the whole cash in. So I don't think Rhea's winning. I think she's like kind of like the first one out of this. Julia, I'll say, would be like the surprises of surprises pick, but like since you did mention she's going for like the US title, sure, whatever. We'll go with that. Like she'll probably like face the champion in the future. Then it becomes really a toss up between Naomi, Alexa, Roxy, and Stephanie. And I'm thinking in my mind, it's got to be a heel that wins. So you eliminate Steph. Alexa Bliss can definitely turn heel when you win the briefcase, but like you don't know if it's a matter of now or in the future. So I'm not gonna go with that. So I'm gonna go with your second potential name that you can kind of see win, which is Naomi. I feel like she's gonna hold the briefcase. She's gonna wait until either Bianca wins the title or either Jade finally becomes champion, and she's probably gonna crash the parade and actually get her revenge for WrestleMania, because realistically speaking, like she did get buried at WrestleMania. I feel like this is kind of her redemption tour. So with that being said, my prediction: Naomi.
Okay.
Who wants to go next? You can go Silver if you want.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
I broke it down perfectly. I gave you like problems for everybody to win this. That's why I love this match so much. Like literally anybody could win. Some choices are better than others, but it's like anybody could win. That's what a Money in the Bank match should be. Anybody can win.
True. So let's eliminate the people that I think are least likely to win this, by virtue of do I want to see them win it, or do I think they can or should win it? So let's get rid of Rhea Ripley.
Bye bye.
Because she doesn't need it at all.
At all. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Any means necessary, she doesn't need it.
And let's get rid of Naomi as well.
Give me a valid reason and I'll accept it.
It just mainly comes down to I don't want to see her with the briefcase, and I think there's a better way for her to get to the title, and that would be through either Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill later on down the line.
Hmm.
Finishing their story with somehow one of them getting the title and then Naomi taking it from one of them.
But how do you realistically see her take the title if she's being the heel, the chicken shit heel? The only way I could possibly see is if she cashes in. But she can't be a champion in normal terms since he turned her heel. And basically ruin her character. Like, I don't give a fuck if people
That's
say
true.
like
That's true.
because I understand like this is edgier like Naomi and this and that, but when you really think about it, it's like what's broke don't fix. Like, you know what, the whole glow gimmick and her dancing this and that, like nobody had a problem with that. Everybody loved it. It's just they weren't utilizing her to her full capabilities. Just because they turned her heel, all of a sudden it's like now they can utilize her. It doesn't work like that, you know. And clearly they had no plans of her, like, you know, with the heel turn if they just had her just get squashed at Mania. So
Exactly.
a better way to kind of redeem herself would be the briefcase. But, you know, to agree or disagree, Naomi's out. Who's next?
No, you made a fair point on that. But
I get it, but this is what
still,
you want, though. So this is your personal.
And if we're sticking with people that don't need the Money in the Bank briefcase to win a title,
Yeah,
as much as I like her, we gotta take Alexa Bliss out as well.
I had a feeling somebody's gonna say that shit.
And
I'm fine with that.
it's not the Naomi situation where I don't like her. I actually do,
No.
but
Yeah.
like Rhea Ripley, she's a big enough star that
Right.
it's like I'd be saying the same thing if Charlotte was in this match.
She could have been. there was a high likelihood.
She could have been, but
Yeah.
Charlotte doesn't need Money in the Bank to win a title. Charlotte doesn't need Royal Rumble to win a title. Like, you know, Alexa Bliss doesn't need Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank to win a title either.
No.
So
They just gotta show up.
For that reason, we can take her out.
Fair.
So it comes down to Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Stephanie Vakir.
All right, this is where Silver does a 3-way coin flip. Because I'm telling you, this is it. Like it's one of those three new stars potentially that I would like to see win. By the way, just saying, it is to me like what makes more sense is Nightwing, which is why I wanted Nightwing, and because undisclosed bet that I made, sorry, like I was kind of coerced a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
So out of those three, the first one I would eliminate. Is Stephanie Vakir.
Give me one solid reason.
Simply put, I feel like you could tell a better story with Julia or Roxanne Perez.
Thank you.
The Money in the Bank briefcase. and Stephanie's been on kind of a hot streak for a while. She could win it. Don't get me wrong, and I would be okay with it.
Right.
But like you said, Roxanne just joined Judgment Day, so there's a lot more interesting stories you could tell with that.
Mm-hmm.
As Roxanne being the heel with the briefcase.
Yeah, don't forget the chicken nuggets.
And then Julia, new babyface on the block.
Yeah.
You could easily tell the whole RVD / John Cena type story that was the babyface. Overcoming the odds.
Julia's not really a babyface.
Yeah, Julia's a tweener, sir. I mean, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way.
Yeah. Just
Either way, that opens up more storytelling potential for Julia. Actually, if she's a tweener, she could literally face anyone.
Yeah, basically. She has no allegiance.
Yeah. So between those two. After the whole, I think it was her that went through the whole fainting ordeal on TV after her match.
Who?
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, but that was a match against Mako Satomura.
No, I know, but like ever since that happened, I've wanted to see Roxanne succeed.
I know. Sadly, me and Sarah weren't watching NXT back then, but like, it was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I never seen a match, but I understand how stinky that Mako is. So, but yeah, go on, Wilson.
So because of that, I want to see Roxanne win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Wow. So we got 2 Roxy, 1 Naomi. All right. Pete, floor is absolutely yours.
You guys pretty much listed all the reasons, though, but I'm going to simply say, Roxanne Perez, only because I really think we're going to see she's going to pull a Tiffany Stratton. She's going to pull, a Batista. I think she's going to betray, like Silver said, she destroyed Judgment Day. So who's to say that eventually down the line, Liv Morgan gets the Women's World Heavyweight title, and then, Roxanne cashes in on her, and then thus created a bad blood between the Judgment Day. And I honestly think that somehow that she's not going to win clean either. I think this is going to be a dirty win, and I think someone from the Judgment Day, whether it be Dom or Finn, is going to help Roxanne Perez, which is going to cause some friction and jealousy between her and Liv Morgan.
So you're telling me Finn's gonna tell Roxy to execute Order 66, and she's gonna do it?
I said either Finn or Dom. I didn't Finn.
Yeah, it makes more sense for Finn, but like I can see Dom do it too. Yeah.
They really wasted no time putting all 3 NXT call-ups in that women's match.
Yeah.
They wasted no time at all.
And it makes you think like one of them is gonna win. Because why would you put 3 NXT calls?
All 3.
And that's one of the reasons why the last 3 women remaining for me were the NXT people.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, we never even talked about it for the men's, but like that would have been cool if they would have put somebody from NXT. Like that's the thing I always say every year. Like, why can't one of the spots just be dedicated to somebody from NXT? Like, do a big
that spot should have gone to Javon Evans. I could see Javon Evans doing amazing
Javon Evans
things
and if freaking absolutely. And if Ethan Page didn't have the title, I'd say Ethan Page. He's another guy I would love to see in Money in the Bank. He gives me that Kevin Owens vibe. Yeah. So. By the way, KO in the back. That would have been one of my predictions, but it's having KO's out right now, so sucks. That's another, which I guess that makes sense, But at the same time, you had all these available names. Yeah, you just want, the lowest of lows. But so yeah, we Roxy. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see basically Roxy just even like manipulating Dom, because she is. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like me and Laura have been watching Raw. We've been seeing like the manipulation. The Roxy just being like the whole I don't know, just basically just like brainwashing like Dom, like giving him chicken nuggets, giving people back.
Hey, chicken nuggets are really good, okay?
I know they're good, but are they Wendy's chicken nuggets? They're not Wendy's.
Not the chicken nuggies, man. Not the nuggies, man.
Wendy's chicken nuggets.
Whoa, we're not gonna do that story. You're telling me Wendy's don't have the best chicken nuggets?
No.
Yes, fucking do. You tell me McDonald's is better than Wendy's. I'll slap this shit out of you, Silver.
Yeah, they are.
Hold on, we gotta make a vote here. Who's gonna vote for McDonald's right here? Who thinks McDonald's has the best chicken nuggets? All right, like I thought. Who thinks Wendy's have better nuggets than McDonald's?
I do.
All right, that's one plus that I need. Fuck you, sir.
Yeah, only one person responded. So yeah, fuck you, Silver.
Yeah, but who's responded for you though, Silver? 0. All right, so what is the actual answer?
I grew up with McDonald's chicken nuggets, but like having Wendy's just once, like the spices that they use on it, like make them really good, and they're so soft and juicy.
Right. You can literally eat a Wendy's McNugget, and you don't even need to put that shit in dip sauce. You have to dip the McDonald's. Like,
who eats nuggets without dipping in general?
I don't know. Somebody who just is on the go always and just doesn't have time to dip things. And it's like, bro, come on.
If you don't have time to dip things, you're not big a man.
Hey, I can scoop things up, so but no dip.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I'm pretty sure that's not how biology works, sir.
Trust me, I do some scooping, man. No dipping. Just scooping, baby.
No dip, no dip.
Yeah. All right. Well, that being said.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. You can go.
No, I want you to get your results in because I'm gonna ask everyone a very funny question.
Oh, okay. So,
well, actually, since Pete and Pyro didn't respond, what's better, McDonald's chicken nuggets or Wendy's chicken nuggets?
You had to choose one.
Okay, I must have definitely missed that one.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
honest,
I say
man. I'm gonna give
McDonald's.
it.
Cloud says Wendy's, and Soares
I'm
says
gonna give
Wendy's.
it.
I never.
I gotta give it to Wendy's, man.
I knew it.
Okay,
I
all
gotta.
right. So GG.
But hold on. I need that queen. I need that queen sweep though. Pete, your choice. McDonald's or Wendy's.
Honestly, I've only had McDonald's chicken nuggets. I never had Wendy's chicken McNuggets.
Oh, you never had
Really?
it. No,
I
okay.
never had Wendy's. No.
All right.
All right,
No,
two to
fair.
three, still GG.
Yeah,
You
but
won, Cloud.
it was a proxy because okay, this is what I want to do because obviously you and Pete kind of hang out sometimes. Bring Pete to a Wendy's and let him order, because I really want him to taste that shit. Because he's probably gonna be like, I'm never gonna have a McDonald's and McNugget ever again. It's because the
Maybe.
peppers that they put in that shit, it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's up?
You watch Beavis and Butthead, right?
Of course.
Remember that episode when they were locked? I mean, they had a late shift, and then they start throwing food into the fan ceiling. And they go 1/4 pound world burger with cheese.
Yeah.
And then they did 1 large cola, 1 box of family chicken nuggets. You see fucking chicken nuggets flying all over the place.
Dude.
1 large cola, 1 large shake.
Dude. But with that being said, I gotta pass it to Jude. Jude, what's your prediction for the
Oh, I got robbed. Holy shit. Like, I want to go with Stephanie Becker, but, like, by terms of what we agreed on,
yeah.
I cannot. So,
Hey, it's your prediction. Do what you want.
I can't go.
There's an undisclosed
Because I was watching this with Cloud, and
yeah.
we were like, okay, what are, like, 3 from each brand that we're gonna do
We made our fantasy
for,
predictions.
like, who's gonna be in the qualifying matches.
Yeah.
And I did not know Stephanie would be on Raw, be like a Raw person.
Yeah. We expected her to be on NXT because she was the NXT champion, so we never suggested her
Yeah.
to be a part of the ladder match. And we went with the people that we chose to win. So like, if we chose somebody and the other person didn't, and that person didn't qualify, then the other person cannot choose that person because they never fantasy chose them. So.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's why I had to go with Naomi or Roxy. As much as I wanted to see Steffi win, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do want to see Naomi win because I feel like everybody she is the one that really needs it. Like these 3 NXT women, they don't need it, but it'd be really cool.
Me too. I'm sorry. You scared the crap out of me because like 2 of my picks were in that qualifying match. I lost one of them in green. We trust, but I guess I'll just go with the with Bliss at that point.
Yeah. Because
and I'll take Bliss as my pick.
Bliss, okay.
Yeah, but seriously, having Bliss and Green as my like qualifier picks, and them both being in the same match with Michin, I got scared.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if Misha would have won, you basically would have scratched out. I had no. So that's the thing too, Silver. It's like
if he scratched out, he would have been able to pick anyone.
Anybody, exactly. Yeah. So you would have to at least get 1 proper prediction and 1 proper qualification to actually choose that person to actually win. So they got to.
But it was kind of funny, like Cloud over here completely forgot about both Chelsea and Bliss, and they both showed up in the same match.
Yeah.
You know
I forgot about Jade. I forgot about Jade.
Yeah.
But she never made it into the match.
How much of a fan of Green Cloud is, because Canadian?
Bro, I was only really a fan last year because it was in Canada and I was there live, man. Come on, man. Shout out to
That's a pretty amusing way to get cock blocked, but hey, what are you gonna do?
It ain't cock blocked, man. I promise you that. If you're not messing with the green regime, then you ain't a friend of mine. Man. I'm telling you.
No, I mean like getting locked out of the ability to pick 5 out of the 6 people because of a fantasy scenario is one hell of a way to get cock blocked, even if it is hilarious.
Yeah, you can call it fantasy there. It's more like a friendly wager amongst peers.
That's probably the word I was looking for. But
hey, don't get me wrong. It is the women's. This could be this could literally be a fulfill your fantasy match if you really wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because we really don't know what's in that briefcase. They say it's a contract, but like when you really think about it, anything could be it. It could be what was the match that they used to do in TNA? Feast or Fired? Whoever wins gets fired. Oh man. So that being said, Pete, what was the funny thing that you want to mention to get us off track?
Now I totally forgot it. Now I totally forgot it, guys.
Pete's like, I gotta write it down next time.
So long ago, like I just lost track of it.
Facts. But is there anything anybody wants to mention?
Does anyone else have to go, or
I kind of have to go, guys, because my voice is killing
no?
me.
I mean, like,
No.
did everyone give their prediction for the women's?
I think we all gave it. Yeah, predictions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so far.
Right. But is there like any, I guess, final things anybody wants to say to add on to this Money in the Bank show? Anything, any special returns or anything, or any?
Can I say
Anyone?
one thing? Like, and it has nothing to do with Money in the Bank, but I saw this sign recently, and it caught my attention, and I thought we have to address this, though. I saw this sign on Monday Night Raw recently when New Day came out. With that being said, I have to make this full announcement for anybody that's listening right here. For those of you that don't know, Kofi Kingston's mustache has been missing. Whoever finds it, please report to this podcast immediately. Have you seen Kofi Kingston's mustache? Because I have not seen it since he turned heel. If you've seen it, if it turns up, please return.
Yeah, I've actually seen it. But
my gosh,
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not a snitch because, like, you know, like one of y'all can snitch, but like it's definitely on Dom's upper lip. Like Dom stole.
Wait. Tyler, Pika, I remember what I was going to tell you. It wasn't funny, but the one payoff, you talk about payoff, and Tyler, you talk about payoffs too. The one payoff that I'm really upset about that we'll probably never get, and he's back with the company now. I'm pissed off. We're never going to get a payoff and, you know, a storyline between Big E and Aleister Black.
Oh, yeah, because he attacked him that one time.
Big E's hurt, so we'll never get that storyline.
Wow.
Wait, run that one back for me.
Remember when Aleister Black got released, and then 3 days before that, he fucking kicked Big E in the face?
Yo, that ass, yeah.
Never saw
it. We never saw the payoff. Yeah.
No payoff, nothing. And we never.
Yeah. And he had
that was a
title too, right?
WWE was a dangerous place at that time.
Bro, it was. When they were in the Thunderdome, of course it was dangerous.
Motherfuckers crashing out and you never get your lick back.
Guys, like, dude, do we have to mention the Money in the Bank match from like the pandemic and how people crashed out in that? Was it Dana Brooks like the person that got hit by like a Money in the Bank portrait, and she had like that whole portrait the whole time on it? And then Paul Heyman just got like slammed through a buffet table. Good times, man. Good times. But hey, so do you have anything to add, I guess? Any wants, any needs?
WWE/TKO, fix your management system. Stop fucking releasing people that don't need to be released. It's one thing if you know they don't want to renew their contracts. That's one thing. It is what it is.
Right.
But
Yes.
There's no reason to get rid of legacy wrestlers that could still fill roles backstage just fine.
Not only that, but like just make the product more entertaining. I think that's the bare minimum that we want.
That too.
You know, because releases, I get it. Like it makes sense because they're signed. Like look who they're bringing in. They brought in Alex, they brought in Rusev. They're bringing out more people. You know, the JC guy. Like there's so many new faces that's coming in right now. So it only makes sense. New faces in. Old faces that you don't use, you know, just back burner them. Maybe give them other roles. I don't know, like do something.
Well, that's what I mean. Like give them roles outside of being an active competitor, especially people like R-Truth that you know have been loyal to the company for like 3 decades.
Yeah.
Makes me worry about Natalya and Miz.
Yeah.
Natalia's on record saying she on borrowed time. She said that a number of months ago.
You know, it'd be funny if they actually do say bye bye to Miz before Natalya. That would actually be hilarious. Like Miz, like knowing how decorated he is, like I can't see that. And someone's even telling me freaking whatchamacallit Gunther's on the chopping block. Is that true?
Say that again.
People are saying like Gunther's on the chopping block. Is that true?
I don't know about him being on a chopping block, but what's fueling the rumors is the fact that he and Miz both kind of like blacked out their Twitter accounts and shit like that.
Yeah, but why though? Like when you're doing that mean you're preparing yourself to leave the company.
I don't know. Maybe it could probably be something as simple as solidarity for the whole R-Truth situation. You never know.
Yeah, and also who else? Where's Ludwig Kaiser? Is he gone?
I heard his contract is a complicated one. What does that mean? I have
Oh.
no idea. But
What
that's
about
what I
the-
read today.
What
I'm
about
not gonna lie. Charlotte ended his career. I think. Like, I think he's done. He hasn't been the same. Yeah.
They would be fucking stupid to not renew Karrion Kross's contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's literally like, because the thing is, if you lose him, he's gonna benefit like the ops. Like, they're gonna sign him immediately and then just fucking push him to the moon.
Yeah.
I think he just do independent. I don't think that he'll
Hmm.
sign with AEW necessarily. I think he'll just do independent.
I hope.
Because mind you, he didn't sign with AEW the first time. He was in no rush.
True, but he wasn't high value back then, if I remember correctly.
Nah, why?
Chris,
No, because the reason is like he left when he wasn't on his NXT run. He left when he started wearing the gladiator helmet on Raw.
But it was fresh off the NXT call up. That was a Vince sabotage. He
No, but
was
I'm saying,
still a commodity.
that did so much damage that I think his NXT career doesn't matter at that point.
Listen.
And also,
Keep in mind, to that same extent. Hold on.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, to that. With that being said, that same extent,
Yeah.
Keith Lee was Bearcat Keith Lee, and AEW picked him up in no time. They was let go the same time.
Correct.
They were sabotaged and released at the same time.
Correct. But the one thing I want to mention too is like I feel like there was more of a reason of Karrion Kross being damaged goods because didn't he go toe to toe with Adam Cole on the mic and get embarrassed? Like this day, I still remember what happened with Adam Cole. Like he bitched him out on his last run. He said you're not a wrestler.
When they went toe to toe on the mic, yeah.
He like the equivalent of that. Just to explain to these people because they don't really remember. Remember when John Cena had that toe to toe Roman Reigns on the mic? That's what Adam Cole did to Karrion Kross, and then right after he did the whole gladiator gimmick. That's what I'm saying. He get the okay. And another thing too, I want to mention the Bearcat. He developed the Bearcat after he was injured and came back. He wasn't a Bearcat immediately when he went to the main roster. I think that's where the value that people saw from AEW. Like, and I think the Bearcat only lasted like a week. You're like, oh, you're the Bearcat. Okay, you're gone. Goodbye.
He's clawing his way to Monday Night Raw, guys.
Yeah. And it was just a shitty name. It's not like he got jobbed out. Like, I'm pretty sure he never like got jobbed out when he was the Bearcat. So he lost to Hardy in like 3 minutes. So like I would say like Karrion was definitely like a lot of like them. Like they were calling him like a Stone Cold ripoff. They're saying like you look like Stone Cold but you don't got the charisma. Like he had nothing. Like he was literally just like Scarlett was his presence on NXT. I remember. Oh,
go ahead.
No, I'm just explaining it to Pirate because I was watching it. Dude, I love Black and Gold. Like I analyzed everybody from Black and Gold era, and I think a lot of it what made Karrion like kind of like fizzle out at the end was the whole pandemic thing. Because when they cut the crowd, it kind of cut the aura a little bit. Because his whole entrance was like needed the whole like he stayed with the crowd and whatever. But and he was getting over the crowd, and all of a sudden, nope, no crowd. But what were you gonna say, Pete?
Honestly, do you guys? I mean, you probably. I'm curious to know this, guys. But every time I see Karrion Kross, he reminds me of a very young Sean O'Hare. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, he literally is Sean O'Hare currently right now.
Yeah, he's literally Sean O'Hare. The gimmick is like him, the Devil's Advocate.
Yeah. He's devil advocate. He's like, I'm not telling you to do something, but I'm not telling you what you wouldn't do. So,
And I like that. I also think that they still. Wait, how come I sound like I'm coming in twice?
Silver, can you adjust your mic? Because you're echoing.
How's that?
Bill?
I think it's better, yeah.
No, I was just saying too, like with Karrion Kross, though, like they kind of stole his idea though, like Cody and Kevin, because they said like at WrestleMania 40 they were gonna do like this thing, Bobby and Karrion, where they were gonna fight for real, and Kevin, and they kind of took that idea and gave it to Cody and Kevin.
Right. No, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like he's so creative. He's like he literally sells himself, which is why I'm like it would be such a shame to say it. No.
Seth Rollins has been jumping all of the Money in the Bank competitors all night, yo. He is wilding.
Man, that means more of a chance he's not winning that bitch. Then, like whoever wants Seth is fucking. I don't know.
They're attacking Andrade and what's the other dude? Penta right now. Oh, Andrade about to eat a nasty spear.
No, but that's actually pissing me off. It's like Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker should have been in that match. It's like what are their roles? It just helps out like try to
Only
win and
dude
then
that
like
didn't get attacked was Americano and that was a terrible curse song. Americano and Solo. Only two that didn't get attacked tonight.
Of course.
And Chad Gable was in the building, so he was just fighting.
Of course.
They just did a whole thing with him and Vikingo just now.
Okay. But no, yeah, WWE just needs to step it up with the creative stuff now because I feel like low key, like they had a balloon that was like building up all until WrestleMania, and then when WrestleMania happened, the balloon just basically burst there and deflated, and now they just gotta like build their shit again. Because now it's like you have a lot of things going. You know, you could potentially do the Summer of Punk again. You could do like so many like creative ideas. So it's like, you know, because I've been telling like I was talking to Sora, I was like literally the best show right now to watch is NXT. Like despite like all the crazy stuff and all the crazy scenarios that you did it currently right now, it's still a hot product and it's like probably the best product. And I wouldn't be surprised if the World Collide show is actually like a better wrestling show overall than Monday. Huh?
Let me ask you this, Pico. Do you think
Yeah.
do you prefer Triple H's Black and Gold NXT or Shawn Michaels NXT?
Black and Gold any day of the week.
Okay.
But I'll say this though, and this kind of pains my heart saying this shit because like it's like you know I love this type of wrestling. I think the women's wrestling is actually better now. The women's division is probably better than Black and Gold.
Well, it's the opposite of AEW.
I think I can agree with that. It's as strong as it's ever been.
And I know that hurts, and I hurt Silver too because I know Silver loved Asuka, the four horsewomen, Ember Moon. Like these women are freaking cool. But like,
I think Sean with his women's division is taking it in a positive direction. He's built off of that legacy.
Yeah. Yep. He's bringing units to the show. He's bringing Lola Vice, Jada Parker. Like these are like some big women, man.
You know, it was in question for a little bit with the whole 2.0 regime. It was definitely in question.
I stopped, and Silver knows about that shit, and I kind of feel bad a little bit because it's like I kind of missed a lot of the extent of like today's town. Like I missed like a lot of Braun Breaker's run. I missed a lot of Carmelo Hayes' run. I missed because I feel like it was literally like
I caught up through the highlights. I watched every now and again, but I caught up through the highlights, man. It was just like, yo, look.
Thank God I came back at the right time. Javon Evans debuted. Like Javon Evans would be like a guy who I'd like to watch every single week. Like that guy's just creative. So and what you call it? This is how crazy. I was watching, or I stopped watching when Trick was like a lackey to Carmelo. Apparently, like he's lackey, and now he's like a major star. And it's like, what? Like, what happened? So things change. Oh yeah, and the toxic. I'm not gonna lie, the toxic attraction stuff is probably one of the main reasons why I actually followed every now and then because I did mess with the group. And now apparently one of them, is the NXT champion. Unironically. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Which I honestly, I hope that's either she gets a long reign and she does the whole Manny thing, or it's transitional. It has to be one of you. Because I get it, because like she's been in the company for like 4 years. It's like, okay, that's cool, but it's like, fuck. I guess like, hey, this is thank you for carrying NXT when nobody was watching it. I guess. But,
true.
But I guess any other final thoughts, or does that wrap it up?
No, I think it basically wraps it up.
All right. So tune in. I guess when's the Money in Bank and Worlds Collide? What was the date?
Money in Bank is June 7th, 2025, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, for us, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
We are recording this on Friday night.
Friday. Yep.
6. Worlds Collide is also June 7th.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It happened time. Okay. So there's like the whole standard deliver thing, like it's happening earlier. It's like
Worlds Collide is starting at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
And Money in the Bank starts at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Got you. We'll see if. Oh, I was gonna mention like if you guys are available that tomorrow, that we could actually do a watch along if everyone is down to do so. We gotta plan that shit.
I don't know what time I'm getting home tomorrow. Depends on when I leave to go
Right, for your thing, yeah. Got you. We'll see. Because if you do
Alright.
message me prior,
If you
then like,
guys
yeah.
want to set something up, and if I'm not there, you guys
Wait, Pete,
have
you're gonna
fun. If I'm free, I'll join. But
Pete, you're gonna be available for it? Or no? Are you gonna be available for the Money Bank watch along? Or no?
I'll get back to you on that. I gotta see what the thing. I'll let you know 2 hours in advance.
Right, yeah. Let us know. Yeah. Okay. With that being said, so hit us with the outro. Money makes the world go round and around and around.
You're not Randy RKO.
I like the Mercy theme song. Say, I have no mercy on your soul.
Hey, so what was Donald Trump's favorite song in WWE?
actually, I don't know. But Pete, I'm gonna send you a bit. I'm gonna send you a video that I want you to make the outro to this.
Okay.
I play it at the very end. Because after we get done watching these two really bad shows back to back, and this is
We're
basically
saying that on paper, by the way, on paper. We'll come back to this next prediction video and say these are very good shows. As far as I know, Backlash was a mid show, and WrestleMania sucked ass.
Speaking of really bad shows back to back, I gotta ask you guys, man, who checked out that Fighter Fest?
Hold on. Before you say anything, none of us watch AEW. I promise you, none of us watch it.
He said
AEW has become unwatchable.
Yeah, none of us watch AEW.
Oh,
Sadly, because Tony Khan doesn't know how to book. I'll be completely honest. I hear a lot of stupid shit that he does, and like I think the one thing where I'm like, oh, I do want to see it, and then I hear about the Death Riders, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Kills it for me is Mercedes
I'll be
Hogan.
honest. So
Yeah.
the first half was fine. The
Yeah.
dynamite portion of the show was fine.
Right.
But to end it the way they did with Collision, like watching that 2 hour continuance, which was supposed to be Collision, felt like watching Rampage Plus.
Oh no. That means WWE main event superstars right away.
Like, I'll say this about AEW though. There was a point in time for me where AEW was really unwatchable. Like, I felt like AEW, and I've spoken with each of you guys before about this at one point in time or another. I felt like AEW was really just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what's
right.
If they're still taking steps back, but it's been
what? Because you're kind of cutting out, Pyro.
yeah, pretty badly at that.
Guys, I got breaking news. It says breaking news: WWE has officially announced that Limp Bizkit will be producing a new entrance theme for Braun Breaker. This track is expected to debut next week and is described as a return to the new metal style.
No. That's not what I want to hear, bro. Because I'll tell you why. I want to see like all these like artists like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and whatever you name it, 3 Days Grace, all these motherfuckers come back. But not Braun Breaker's theme. He's the guy who actually has one of the better themes on Raw. He should have done the theme for Bronson Reed. What do you mean, Braun Breaker? Dude, it might be better than the the one he currently has, but like I'm gonna miss it, bro. Because I had demons in my way. Like, come on.
As long as he keeps the siren.
Yeah, as long as he keeps the siren, yeah, he's gotta keep the siren. Damn, man, that's like the last person I wanted a new theme song. Because if you were to tell me, oh, Limp Bizkit's making a new theme for Seth Rollins, hallelujah, because I'm done people singing fucking whoa. I want a lyrical song for this man. I'm fucking give it to Braun Breaker, man. And he's not even a part of Money in the Bank, so we can't even hear that shit. Oh my god. What you said? What, next week, or you said in 2 weeks?
They said next week is debut. Yes, next week.
Damn it! So, what's your thoughts on that? Silver? Like, am I just overreacting, or did Braun Breaker didn't need a theme change?
He does not need a theme change, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually hear the new theme.
Right.
There is always a chance it will be better. As unlikely as it is, there's always a chance.
Like, there's a chance because it's fucking Limp Bizkit, but like, fuck, man. Like, don't get me wrong, keep rolling. Yeah, that song will forever be iconic. But damn. Oh, and My Way or the Highway. Like, it better have lyrics. If it's just an instrumental, I'm gonna be pissed. But that's, you know what, that's a good and bad news. Bad news, obviously, is like, Braun Breaker didn't need the theme change. It's good news because now we get like proper artists actually making, music for these superstars, because we need that badly right now currently. Exactly, because the thing is, like, bring him back, put him in the Hall of Fame, stop playing around, because like he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He literally made every great song of all time in the movie. Like, come on. But yeah, and even the ones that Motorhead, Saliva, all these ones that were like done by artists. Like, he's the one who composed the lyrics and this and that. Like, they literally gave him like, oh, this is my thought process. Y'all perform. So like, definitely Hall of Fame in my eyes. Is there any other breaking news or any other?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right. One thing I want to do, and I'm sure I'm gonna link the thumbnail for the video, so you can actually edit it properly, because that's what we forgot to send Pete. But I'm about to pull it up right now.
Yeah. After everyone endured listening to this show, plus having to endure the last couple of pay-per-views from WTV, there's only one thing that can get rid of this hangover.
We take a tour of your beautiful new palace.
Somebody get me a raw egg, 2 shots of Tabasco, salt, pepper, and a gun to shoot myself.
You know what they say, liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Liquor before intergalactic travel, till your insides unravel.